I was asking. All right, Shalom. We want to start off by giving our praise, honor, and glory. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Grace and peace to you elect around the four winds, believing and pushing this truth in all sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. These are your fellow servants from the GMS Orlando camp, back another week with the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, to prophesy the downfall of America, which is Babylon the Great according to the scriptures, as well as spiritual Nineveh, Rome, Egypt, Greece. All right, to also prophesy to you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Native American Indians, to tell you that you're the Israelites according to the Bible, and to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right, the title of this lesson, or this live camp, is Righteous Indignation Shall Overcome the World. All right.
This is a club, we would say Boy Scouts of America officially changed this name to be gender inclusive.
And that's another reason why righteous indignation is going to come, man. Because you have all manner of wickedness being promoted in this world, man. It's continuing to get worse and worse. You know, nothing's getting better. It's getting worse and worse. So, rightfully so, man, like the Lord said it would.
This is Isaiah chapter 34 and verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
Right. And when you go into that word indignation, it means righteous anger. And the Lord said his righteous anger is upon all nations, because the Lord is justified in his anger. He's justified in his wrath, because the Lord has been very merciful when it comes to every nation. The Lord has been very merciful. He's given Esau, the nation that he hates, 3 kingdoms, man. He's been very merciful. To us as Israelites, the Lord has been more than merciful, man. To these other nations, he let them have their little portion of the pie for a time in the season. And every single one of them fucked it up. So the Lord is righteous when it comes to his wrath, when it comes to his anger. The Lord is justified, man.
Isaiah 34 and 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Right, it's going to be mass bloodshed here in these up and coming days, man. When the Lord returns with his wrath and indignation, all right, a lot of people are going to get put to death, man. A lot of these armies that go to fight against Yahushua, that got these fighter jets, that got these so-called built-up armies, Russia, Ukraine, the USA, so-called. All right, all these armies are going to get put to rest when Yahushua returns, because Yahushua is returning in his glory. You know, he's not coming like he came 2,000 years ago. He's not coming in the flesh, or he's coming with that angelic body. He's coming with the full brunt of his power. And on top of that, the Lord himself is powerful enough to level the whole universe, man. But him and the Holy Host are coming, man, to lay down the armies of this world, the proud of this world, all right, and everybody and all the rebellious that rise up against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Revelation 1 and 7.
Hey, and the world don't realize how grim the world is getting ready to get. The world is getting ready to be put in a state of a very ominous state, man. The world is getting ready to know what despair and helplessness truly is, man. You have a little bit of that being felt in these third world countries where these niggas they dodging bombs every 30 minutes. They dodging landmines on an everyday basis. They don't know what they're gonna eat, and then not let alone the day that they're living, but the next day. Shalom. They don't know what they're gonna eat the day that they're living or the next day. You know, they don't know where they're gonna be housed at. They don't know where their family's at. Their family's been torn apart. You know, they don't have any money. They living, you know, at a poverty, below poverty. These third world countries are feeling it a little bit, but when right, they fleeing from their resting places now, but they fleeing to the wrong place if they come into America, because America's gonna be a hellhole in this up and coming future, and it's sooner than you think, man. The American government is gonna collapse. All right, the dollar is gonna collapse. The society is gonna collapse. You may think it's just words. You may think we're just talking out the side of our neck, but you will see. Because like the scripture say in Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter, lo, when these things shall come, they will come, then shall you know a prophet have been among you, man. And the Lord always does the same trend. He sends his prophets out before the wrath, before the indignation. This time is no different, man.
And you know what, Daniel, all these heathens that going through these things, hey, they all came together with the so-called white men to take down the 12 tribes of Israel. So the Lord is judging these heathens now. All these nations that are going through famine and they don't have no certain dwelling places. All that, hey, y'all, all these heathen nations, y'all going to the so-called white man to take down the 12 tribes of Israel. So now the calamity is happening to these heathens, man.
Right.
Y'all not victims.
Right.
You other nations that's catching hell, y'all not victims. When you think about the so-called Arabs, they had a hand in us being put into captivity.
Right.
You think about the so-called Africans, they had a hand in putting us in captivity. So we don't feel no pressure about the so-called white man punishing you other nations, because y'all all joined in a deal to capitalize off Israelite captivity.
Right. And the Lord is so perfect, he put it in the book for us to read. That's in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, man. It tells you all the nations that came against us, man. And them so-called Africans just got hit with a jailbreak that resulted in 150 plus women being GRAPED, man. And burned alive.
The rebel group, they invaded the prison
Is it okay if I ask a question?
and took advantage of the 100.
Is it okay if I ask a question?
Yeah.
And like the brother said, burn them alive.
Right.
I was just hearing you say that was a prophet is going to come. Who's the prophet that's coming before this?
You're looking at them right now. You know, those the word prophecy needs to say before. And there's prophecy, there's prophecies written in the Bible, all right, of things to happen in the future before they happen. And the Lord has given that understanding to very few men on the planet Earth to properly break down what's going on in the Bible. And the men that you see before you, Lord willing, will elect all those prophets that the Lord sent in the latter days to warn before he judges the world.
First, the question is Malachi 4. The Lord sent back John the Baptist before the Bible, which is now what time he came for the sick. There was a certain man that came.
Who's going to stop this tirade that this Trump administration is trying to level across everybody?
It's supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's part of the
supposed to happen.
prophecy.
That's part of
Prophecy.
Yeah. He's the one that called, we hoping he's the one that called all the nations to turn on America.
Oh,
Like I
definitely.
said, Revelation 17.
This is wrong. But this is before the fall. This is definitely
In
wrong before the
in
fall.
The Bible, America known as the revival home of the Christ.
Yes.
It's Rome all over again.
So they want isolation, right? They
Right.
think they want America first. You hate the black man. You're kicking out the Mexicans. You start the war with China. You don't like Russia. Then you over there with the Palestinians. Let's tell you something.
Hey, give me Revelation 16. Let me show you something. Revelation 16. It's supposed to be like it's part of the Lord's
I want to speak from this perspective. I'm retired from the Marine Corps. Our military can't fight that many wars. You
No.
got an 8-head monster
Ready
you
to
trying to
win.
fight.
Yep.
You have to be foolish, ignorant white man to think you can have all these battles. You got external battles and you got internal battles. Come on, man.
Yeah, it ain't. Like you said, it's wrong.
This
Oh.
is wrong.
Matter
This
of
is
fact,
wrong.
real quick, get Habakkuk chapter 1 and start at verse 6.
Hey, the Lord said that war is going to happen. World War III is prophesied in the Bible.
Right.
So everything the so-called white man is doing,
That's
it's
what's
really the
supposed to
Lord,
happen.
the Lord is putting the spirit on him to do that, because through these wars and all the calamities, a lot of judgment is going to happen.
Right.
The Lord is using the so-called white man as a tool for judgment.
And this is how we get back to the kingdom of heaven. The Lord going to tell you Revelation 19 that the Messiah is going to come and take all the crowns.
It's like going through the fire for purification, man. It's like
That's what it is.
For the elect.
we're going through something to get to something.
Yeah, and that's what it is. The kingdom of heaven. Read that Habakkuk 1 and 6.
Habakkuk 1 and verse 6. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans.
Right, so you got the modern day Chaldeans and the so-called white man. The elites though. Go ahead.
that bitter and hasty nation.
America, the word America, look it up. The guy who came to America was named Amerigo Vespucci. He's Italian mapmaker. He's named Amerigo Vespucci. Amerigo means bitter. So let's say the Lord raised up this bitter, hasty nation. This is America. The least control the world from America. Go ahead.
Which shall march through the breadth of the land
Yep.
to possess the dwelling places that are not
So
there.
when they came, the conquistadors Spaniards came here. They said they marched through the breadth of the land and possessed the dwelling places that are not there. They conquered the Native American Indians, Seminole Indians, and the so-called Mexicans. Right? The Mexicans, Seminole Indians, Native Indians, they split this land up and Canada. Go ahead.
It says, they are terrible and dreadful.
Right?
Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves.
So let's go back to the Roman Empire. I can tell you this in Daniel 7. Talk about the fourth beast, which is the Romans. Go ahead.
Their horses also are swifter than the leopards,
Yep.
and are more fierce than the evening wolves.
Go ahead.
And their horsemen shall spread
And that
themselves.
horsemen shall spread themselves. America has over 700 military bases. Right? You're talking about internal and external war.
Right.
Their horsemen shall spread themselves. That's what happened to Rome. Rome was spread too thin.
Yeah, they was devoured from within.
Hold on.
Psalm 37 and 35. I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
Right.
Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yea, I sought him, but he could not be found.
See, they will spread themselves like a green break tree. They everywhere.
That's what they literally doing right now.
Yeah.
You got Greenland, you got Russia, you got Ukraine, the Palestine, the Mexicans, the Africans. Come on,
And
man.
it's all Edomites, it's all Edomites, the so-called white people fighting among themselves. With all the people that control these countries, anybody who controls the money, the central banks, is the so-called white man. There's central banks in every country. He controls, this is what I'm trying to get to. The elite controls both sides of the war. It's the elite. Finish reading this?
It says, and their horsemen shall come from far.
Right? They came from far. And they came to America. Then they came over here, gathered together, and then they went everywhere else around the world taking shit. Especially mainly Africa. That's why we told you that. Go ahead.
They
I've
shall
been following Africa in the news, and I'm glad they starting to fight, kick
It's
the
so-called
foreign
white
countries
man.
up out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only so much they're going to be able
But
to
China
do.
being slick though, China coming there and saying, we better than the white man, we're gonna help you out with infrastructure and finance. That's another
Well,
story.
that's because they joined with
So-
Russia.
Right.
Russia, Edomite, they white people too.
Yeah. You got the BRICS,
Yeah. So the Lord's setting up the bricks to take down America.
got you.
You got to go ahead.
they shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat.
That's their logo, the eagle. Go ahead.
They shall come all for violence.
They shall come all for violence. That's what they do. Go ahead.
Their faces shall sup up as the east wind.
They can't. Hey, America taking. They everywhere. And it's either get down with us, our policies, our legislation, our democracy, or it ain't nothing.
So that's what
Go
I
ahead.
want to speak
so
on
what I
something
do now, I
that this brother right here said that kind of stuck out to me a little bit. You spoke a little bit about something about watching things happen to them as they watch things happen to us, something along them lines. This is what I have to say about that. As I watch the National Geographic, I watch a bunch of buffaloes let 100 buffaloes watch 3 lions kill a buffalo. But then when I see one of the buffaloes running up on that line takes off. But what they're doing is they systematically doing it. They watch us being ate, the whites, the Hispanics, or whatever. Now we watching them do it. So they picking us off one by one. I think if we all rush at one time, that line would run. That's the only thing that I would to bring a point to.
It ain't gonna happen because give me kill that, get Psalm 17:13 and get Isaiah 10. Let's start at verse 1 in Isaiah. So what's going on is no matter what happens, the Lord is controlling it.
Right.
In Proverbs 21:1 it said the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turns it whatsoever he will.
So I'm thinking just like a regular human being,
Right.
but this has already been
It's
preordained.
already preordained.
That's
Right.
So there's no change in the system. There's no
Right,
change
right,
in the plan
right.
of the Lord.
Right.
It's all static. That's why prophecy
Right.
is so important.
Right.
Because you understand the will of the Lord.
Right.
And it's in the scripture it talks
I
about,
just went on my natural human instinct. It's like,
but that compassion is what done got our people in a lot of shit. Because again, our people have a lot of compassion for their enemies. More compassion for their enemies than each other.
and I just recently found this out. Maybe you guys, y'all are way more knowledge than me. I didn't even know this. That there's some Latinos that had beef with us. I'm like,
That's the
how
curse
did
of
we
the
get the
Lord.
fucking beef with y'all? I thought we was cool. I guess because I didn't have that much contact with them, I didn't know. But since I've been on YouTube, they like, hey, why ain't y'all marching with us? Well, I'm like, I don't remember y'all on BLM marching.
That's all. That's
Even though that was set up by George Soros, and it was all about the African community. It wasn't about Black Lives Matter.
Now when you deal with the so-called
But I was
Hispanics,
saying, Latino people themselves saying, why are you African Americans quiet in our fight?
because
African helping us when we can help.
no, you gotta think,
Sorry.
as a nation of people, we're the Israelites. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Now in the ancient world, we were split as a kingdom. The southern kingdom would be the Negroes, West Indians, the Haitians. The northern kingdom is the Spanish-speaking tribes. So that split, that divide between Hispanics and Negroes is biblical. All right, I'm gonna read the scripture for you real quick.
Yeah, I'm curious
This
to know
is
about that.
Zechariah 11 and 14. Then I cut asunder mine other staff, even bands, that I might break the brotherhood between Judah and Israel. Because when you look at it, black and brown have always been oppressed together. But there's been a split between black and brown.
Hey,
That goes back to the Bible.
Yeah, Mike,
If I may say this.
how did they split? Between
The
us.
Lord did it.
Yeah, the Lord did.
That's why I just read that. The Lord
Okay.
broke up the brotherhood.
Okay.
You think about black and browns together
Yeah.
on one accord, this place couldn't handle it.
It's,
That's my
that's
point.
our.
But
if
the Lord did it.
if I can say this,
See, you know what? You just helped my brain, man. Until I swear to God, you just helped my brain. Because I couldn't figure that out. I'm like, where did the divide come in? I didn't even know it was a divide. I started seeing all these.
When you ain't around them, you don't know how they really feel.
if I can say this, you know, and that
Sorry.
history of that divide is in the Bible. You can read about it. But furthermore, a part of so-called American history is that during slavery, a lot of them so-called Israelites, so-called Mexicans, refuged Judah. So-called blacks during that time of slavery. They ran over there into Mexico, and they had refuge in Mexico, parts of Texas. They were together. You heard about John Hawes and the Seminole Indians.
Yep, I know about the Seminole Indians.
The Seminole Indians and the so-called blacks were together during that time period of slavery, working together. But like the brother's going into, part of the curse is that divide that the Lord put between our nation, because they still our nation.
So-called Mexicans too. Like you got a thing called Afro-Mexican.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Afro-Latino.
familiar with that.
Yeah.
You have whole
I mean,
communities
so
in
what we gonna
Cuba.
do? We just gonna let this thing play out.
Listen,
We
I'm
have
gonna
no
read it
faith.
for you.
Okay.
The brother just read to you when the Lord broke it up.
Okay.
So in Deuteronomy 28, the Lord say we're gonna hate each other because of the curses. The Lord did it to us.
This is a
So
process.
this is becoming.
This
so
is a
what-
process.
Right. So it's a process. So
That's
what's
why-
happening now?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's why the Lord said, wait your point. See, our people keep trying to rack their brains, trying to figure out a plan
Me,
to fast
trying to
forward
put my human brain
what the Lord is
in a
already
deity.
doing. You can't
And
fast
it doesn't
forward
make
the Lord's
sense.
operation. You gotta wait on the Lord with patience.
It's
Now
not.
it makes sense.
And it's hard.
Now I know to stay in
but
my
it's
place
fair.
and be faithful. Everything that's happening is already ordained.
It's already ordained.
Even though you see the storm coming, that's
I see the storm. I see the storm.
The game is on the board.
My natural instinct is to try to think of a way to
You know other way. You gotta wait.
Brother, we can defeat the so-called white man. We don't have an army around. These smart weapons. We're living in this thing.
You see, but like I told you, I'm retired from the Marine Corps. I spent many years understanding their tactics and their systems and stuff. I agree with you to a certain extent. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna get it real deep. It's about 2 minutes. All white people are not smart. We know that. It's only a few of them that keep them alive.
That's illegal.
There's their bomb makers,
Yep.
and they're ones who know how to treat the kill disease, right?
Yep.
Now watch this. So we don't have the nuclear bombs and this. Stay with me just for 1 minute. I think my divine God sent us a sign to show us how we can defeat them without bombs, without guns.
Yeah.
Now watch this. This is how you do it. COVID already showed you how to kill it. No bombs was fired, no bullets were shot, and thousands, hundreds of thousands died with a virus. Now, what's one of the most deadly viruses in the world? Ebola, right? We got plenty of Ebola in Africa. If we can hone that deadly disease, we can bring these motherfuckers to their knees. We don't need no bombs, we don't need no bullets. We can use chemical warfare.
That's calling for unification on one front, which our people have tried many times and it hasn't worked at all.
I've never in history heard anybody using Ebola as a chemical
You
warfare.
gotta understand the battle is the Lord. The Lord is going to get the Lord said that it's no longer going to be talking about that the Lord delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt. It's going to be said that the Lord delivered the children of Israel out of the land of the north, and everywhere they were scattered. The Lord will get the credit. It ain't going to be brothers
I'm
thinking of
100%
some plan.
with that.
Let
That
me
was
get
just
this.
me being a human being thinking outside the box
Let me
as a
get this
defense
real quick.
mechanism.
This,
Somebody get Jesus' mind with the Lord.
This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 6. It says, "Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other." So the Lord's going to get the credit for the deliverance. There's nothing that we can do to think outside the box of the so-called white man. The Lord set them up, and the scriptures say, only he that let him will let, until that man be taken out of the way. So the Lord's going to move them out of that power. Now brothers thinking of some master plan, because there is no master plan outside of the Heavenly Father.
Read it one more
I
time.
think he has the ultimate plan.
Check this out.
Can there be a plan within the plan?
Listen.
No.
Listen.
No.
Listen. Read it again.
It's 2nd Ezra 6 and 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone. And you have to think, if there was another plan inside of it, you would be calling the Lord a life. He already said what's going to be out. High school thing.
Damn sure ain't doing that.
That's what I'm saying. This 2nd Ezra 6 and 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
It's self-denial.
Can you quote where I can find everything?
Yeah, 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 6.
This is Zephaniah 3 and 8.
That's the only thing gonna calm me down. Other than that, I'm going to warfare.
Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise unto the fray. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdom, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy.
So we gotta wait on the Lord to do that. Because our people can band together with their little Glocks and their little AKs. And it's gonna be a short little battle. The Lord is gonna set it up so he gets the credit and all of our enemies are squashed at one time.
See, I tell people all the time, yeah, we have nuclear weapons, we have these chemical things, whatever. But the two deadliest weapons on this planet is wind and water. Things that man can't duplicate.
But once again, if I may say this, it might have just went by when I said it, but you calling for people to come on one unified front,
And that's not gonna happen.
that's not going to happen. You can't get so-called black people to unify on games, let alone chemical warfare. That's a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the brothers reading to you. Like,
Let me know that's above my pay grade.
But it's all of our pay grade.
Yeah. No, trust me. No, what I was saying is how stupid as some of us are as humans thinking we can have these weapons of mass destruction. But I'm saying God's weapons, which is wind and water, which we can't reproduce,
And fire.
is way more dangerous than anything, right?
But the Lord's so cold.
You said that. So let us get some of these scriptures out.
What's up, right? What's up?
This Proverbs 3 and 5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
Okay.
Hold on.
Give me, no.
Be
Tell
not
me what that
wise
said.
in thy
I want to
own
go back and read
eyes.
it again.
Go ahead.
No. Just give me that.
Proverbs 3 and 5.
Okay.
Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways, my soul,
All
in
thy
all
ways.
thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
I got one for you. This is Psalms 37 and 14.
Y'all cover my soul today.
Hey, it's something like that about your shop.
Y'all cover my spirit, bro. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out as a human, man, how can we combat this thing? But now I know that this is a divine plan. I'm sorry.
This is Psalms 37 and 14. This is how cold the Lord is. He's risen up our greatest enemy to destroy himself. He's going to destroy himself.
We'll go back to that. Revelation 16.
Psalms 37 and 14. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy.
The poor and needy is the Israelites. The wicked has drawn out the sword and the bow. The so-called white man. He uses laws. He done been killing us with. He started with the Tuskegee experiment. All these different things they do. Tell you Psalm 64. They searched out a diligent search, but they try to get rid of us. They know that we the chosen people. So everybody else that's allowed them to carry through the war, they trying to kill us out. By chemtrails, GMO, all of that. Go ahead, bro.
And to slay such as be of upright conversation.
That's the Israelites, upright conversation. All we got is upright conversation. You mentioned that we can destroy them, but it's spiritual. We destroy them with the spiritual. They lied on us, but we're slandering them with the truth. Go ahead.
Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken.
So the point, the buzzword there, their sword going to get into their own heart. So we're going to read to you how the Lord is going to use the so-called white man against the so-called white man. You mentioned earlier the BRICS, the Russians, and the scripture tell you in Ezekiel 38, the Lord is building Russia up. He's building other countries with him to take down America and Israel. Read this. You got it. Hold on.
Yeah, we're on the same path, man. I love this.
This is Romans chapter 12 and 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord.
Right. Lord told us,
I don't have to do
if
shit.
it be possible, live peaceful with all men. Hey, it will tell you, you got
Now I
beef,
feel
when you got beef with the heathen or the Israelites, on your tribe, the Lord said you heap coals on their head. He said, if your enemy comes to you, which is your brother, one of the Israelites, hey, if he asks you for something to drink, give it to him. Y'all probably hate each other, but if he asks you, the Lord said you heap coals on that head. Because the vengeance the Lord will repay.
I gotta ask you the $100,000 question. What's the $100,000 question? I might can walk away. I'm already feeling good. I can walk away real good if we can satisfy this one big first. Now, in Revelation, it says the seal's gonna be broke. You can show you signs that we
Messiah was the one that broke the seal.
how many signs of seeing today? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people say, you know, for a lot of years, oh, the world's gonna come in where it is. But I tell people all the time, all the things were lined up. Israel wasn't in war a lot of those times. Israel was in war right now. So how many signs that you think we're currently seeing that let us know that, hey,
So
we could be closer than we think?
Get Obadiah 1. Get Obadiah 1 and 3. So this started. So your first question was, when you came up, is there going to be a prophet before the Messiah returns? I told you the Lord son of prophet. His name was Abba, right? So read this.
Obadiah, verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock.
Now, some of the so-called white man. But it started off Obadiah talking about Edom. Edom is the so-called white man, right? Go ahead.
Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Go ahead.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle,
Though he exalt himself as the eagle, right? That's them. The highest flying birds, the eagle. Who controls the world? The elite, right? The Apple Bankers, the Rothschilds, the Getty, right? Go ahead.
and though thou set thy nest among the stars.
His nest was the space station. So when they set that up, that was the downfall of the last empire. Go ahead.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
So that was the start, and that happened in the 60s. Also in the 60s, had a man named Albert Bivens who started teaching the 12 tribes about the 12 tribes of Israel. This was the downfall of so-called white man's kingdom. Let's go back to Revelation 16. To show you, they were set up to destroy this last empire. They using them to do it. But it was through a process of time. These signs, and people say, oh, you're right. They happening now. Because now we're in the end time. Now we're in the fourth quarter for real.
I believe that, but I'm trying to figure out how many signs.
Give me Jeffrey.
3 or 4 of
Listen,
them.
no, it's a lot.
A lot.
Give me Jeremiah 49 and 20.
If I may say this,
got it.
you know, one of the major ones is Revelation 13 and verse 16,
Right.
with a mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. That's a big sign that you're going to see, major sign, as well as World War
They're
III.
trying to push that on an Apple Watch in your skin.
That's a condition. They condition you to use Zelle, PayPal, all the other names of different apps. That makes payment, right? It's a condition to revenue to get you to not use cash. There's a lot of them. So you can just swipe your hand and keep going. Go ahead.
When they make that trip mandatory, that's one of the major signs that we have. When they make that market.
I don't think we're too far from that.
No, we're not.
You heard about
see
the
they
secret.
doing
Maybe
now?
2 years or 3, it should be done.
You see what they're doing now? According to the article, I was doing the lesson of the say, by May 7th, you got to have your real ID.
Yeah.
You can't catch flights. So they're conditioning the people through gradualism to take the mark of the beast. That's what they're doing. That's why everybody using app-based payments. Everybody using cash. You can scan, swipe the watch, and keep it moving. They got an Amazon store. You got to just go in there and grab the shit, and it's ringing up from your face. So they're conditioning the people now. So now by May 7th, if you like catching planes there, well, you gotta get a real ID. Otherwise, they say you can't catch domestic flights. What is that doing to the people? It say they
Making them
enforcing.
conform.
So it's conditioning the people to. They lead to this. Mark of the beast. Go ahead and read that.
It says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs, Revelation 16 and verse 13.
Yep.
And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon.
So you got 3 unclean spirits. So you got Washington as the military, London is the monetary, and NATO is the military. You got Washington as the military, London the monetary. You got the Vatican, Roman Catholic Church is the religion. These are 3 unclean spirits. Go ahead.
And out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet.
Now first it mentioned out of the mouth of the dragon, which is the Roman Empire. Then it said out of the mouth of the beast, which is the vile Roman Empire, which is America, NATO, and EU together. They make up a beast system. Then it said out of the mouth of the false prophet, which is Rome. Roman Catholic Church controls all the religions. Go ahead.
For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth.
Look, it said they go forth unto the kings of the earth. So that's all these 17 heathen nations in that sign. China, Russia, Iran, India, all of them. Right? These 3 unclean spirits, they going forth to the kings of the earth to do what?
To gather them to the battle of that great day of God Almighty.
So these 3 unclean spirits, right? Now go to Jeremiah, get Jeremiah 49 and 20. Bro got it. Go to Revelation 27, you got it.
Jeremiah 49 and 29.
Listen to this.
Their tents and their flocks.
Jeremiah 49 and 20.
Jeremiah 49 and 20. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord
Here the counsel of the Lord. Go ahead.
that he hath taken against Edom.
That he taken against Edom. The word Edom means red. Some so-called white man. They ain't white, they red. They would say it's red and pink. Go ahead.
And his purposes
And his purpose is what?
that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Timor.
Go ahead. The team is those that made the bomb, the missile. First there was the atom and they split it. Right? It made the nuclear. Go ahead.
Surely
The
the
German
least,
scientists, right.
surely the least of the flock shall draw them out.
They say, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. The least of the flock is the elite. Amalek, those that control the small hats called. Certain names we gotta say because they'll clip the video. So I said, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Who's drawing out America? Who is it?
Who's drawing them out?
Yeah. It's for war.
It's like everybody.
The state of Israel.
Yeah, it looks like
Israel is the biggest case, the biggest case. America sent money over there. Billions of dollars.
they're talking about taking over Gaza and doing
Right.
with Palestinian people.
Right.
eradicating
Moms, babies, and
1.5
women.
to 2 million people out
Yeah.
of their own homeland.
Right. So read this again. Listen.
Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, that he hath taken against Edom, and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitants of Canaan. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them.
He say, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Israel is drawn out of America. That's why he's sending all the
That's
troops
so crazy
over
that
there.
it's playing out in real time.
That's what's happening, brother. That's
In
prophecy.
real time.
Real time.
We just seen that 24 hours ago.
We here.
48 hours ago.
We here. Now go to the...
Get chill, bro.
That's the Holy Spirit. That's spirit. You Revelation 27.
I don't know to be scared of.
And give me 2 Corinthians 11:39. You got it.
Revelation 20 and 7.
Damn.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
So there was a time when the super white man was pushed to Europe, to the Caucasus Mountains, for 1,000 years. That's when we were ruling. It's called the Byzantine Empire. So for 1,000 years they was pushed away, right? So it said when they was loosed, when they came out, it's called Renaissance art, right? Iconoclasm. You got Renaissance, which is rebirth when they came back into power. So read this again.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
This is the Edomites, so-called white men, they was loose. The Lord took them back down and brought them back up. Put super ties on them, gave them a language. They were running around grunting. That's in Job 30. They ain't have a language. The Lord gave them one. Go ahead.
And shall go out to deceive the nations, which are in the four quarters of the earth.
So their job is to go out to deceive the nation.
All 4 corners.
All four corners, right?
North, south, east, and
with their
west.
democracy, with their policy, their legislation, their religion.
And they lead with a cross.
Right.
Yeah. With some guns behind.
Right.
Yep.
Right. But to tell you in Psalm 55, that woe was in his heart. But he would come, it said his word was sweeter than butter, but yet they were drawing sword. And that's what Chris Columbus came over here and said about
Thanksgiving,
fighting
she
the
told
Indians.
you, come
Right.
eat with me, and they slaughter you
Right.
while you try to eat. What
Right.
the fuck?
Read, go ahead.
Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle.
Read it again, because in Ezekiel 38, it mentions Russia, which is God, right? They're the ones that Lord is going out. Read it again, Austin.
Verse 8. And shall go out to deceive the nations, which are in the four quarters of the earth. Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle.
See? Go ahead.
The number of them,
Bricks is
whom
on
is
the
as the
boat.
sand of the sea.
Beautiful. Get me to Ezekiel 38. Start at 1. So that's what we're talking about. But it's the elites that's doing all this shit. But the Lord is controlling the elites like puppets. And the elites controlling everybody else.
Everybody that the United States seems to isolate, Russell can be like, come on over here.
That's what
Come
he
over
said.
here. I
Listen.
got you. Come over here.
I did a video. They said if you want freedom, you want some type of freedom, you want to be, I forget the word he used. He said, man, come to Russia. Yeah. Join the bricks.
The bricks,
Come to death
the
row.
bricks is gonna have more bricks in this building in a minute. They building up a wall with the bricks.
Go ahead, read that.
Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog,
The land which is Russia, occupied today, is the land of the meat. Go ahead.
the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal,
The Lord against them too, but he used the Russians to destroy America and Israel, and he got them gathering, building up their own, like China. You know
Once
how
again, it's
listen,
scary because it's playing out.
right?
in real
You know
time.
how America, right? America's the military, right? London is the monetary. So just like the Greeks, Russia is the military and China is the monetary system. They together. This is a new superpower that's happening. Go ahead.
right before our eyes.
and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
So the Lord said he's going to turn the old Soviet Union back. He turned the new Soviet Union back to the old. He said he's going to put hooks in their jaws and turn them back. Go ahead.
And I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields.
And Russia got Satan tools, he's giving visitor business to Iran, India, Turkey even bought an S-400 from them. Go ahead.
All of them handling swords. Persia,
Look, Persia, which is the Iran, which is the Iranian. Persia, go ahead. Ethiopia,
and Libya,
with them. All them African nations, they're gonna join too. Eventually, go ahead. Egypt already doing right. Egypt.
When China went over there, it was like, we're going to help y'all with our infrastructure and stuff like that. And China got in, and China associated with Russia. They bring in all that.
They bring it on. Yep.
And the African regions are saying, United States, we gave y'all a chance, and y'all screwed us over. So we going over here with you.
China giving out the loans, but China ain't gonna make you vote their way. China ain't gonna say you gotta put in democracy in your government. You want our money. China just saying, look, we'll give y'all a loan. And if y'all can't pay it back, we'll take some land, but we ain't gonna.
I'm thinking what's going to happen because they're talking about bringing infrastructure that's going to, like, train railway system that's going to connect all the different African countries. I'm like, they hadn't never done that. They always been so tribal and stuff like that. So when they become connected, what are the African countries going to do then?
Go in the BRICS and destroy America.
Well, really, all China really doing though is they doing the same thing that Babylon does. They doing the same thing the Americans do. They just copying the Americans.
That's my time, man. I just want to thank you guys for enlightening me.
Good, bro. What we out here?
Man, gave me chill bumps on a couple of these things.
That's the Holy Spirit.
Like scared. I'm not scary, but scary at the same time.
Yeah.
But I just want to let y'all know, man, there's some brothers out here, man. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for being out here and sharing y'all knowledge. And keep it up, man.
Yes, sir.
We're not all ignorant out
No. 2/3 of our people is.
Too many.
But the Lord said only 1/3 ain't gonna be ignorant. See, we sane. Everybody else is insane.
Y'all
We
doing
sane.
God's work, though. Remember, y'all doing God's work.
Lord willing. Hey, appreciate it, brother.
we want.
Hey, this is he said that. Give me Ezekiel 14 real quick. But he said, hey, the Lord said they're going to see this. Like we saw the apostles, the elder bishops and elders. We saw it. Everybody else see it. Read that.
Ezekiel 14:22. Yet behold, there shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, both sons and daughters.
Right.
Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and ye shall see their way and their doing.
Right.
And ye shall be comforted concerning the evil.
See? You see how he said, right? That's the point I want. See how he said he kind of scared, kind of not. He said he should be comforted concerning the evil. Read that again.
Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and ye shall see their way and their doings, and ye shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought
See,
upon
we tell him
Jerusalem.
about the evil, and he's comforted because he's like, man, he was already predestinated. The Lord got the brother already, the older Jake, man, already on the right path, man. Lord willing. Got it.
The word too. He said out of his own mouth. He said, "They'll comfort my spirit."
Yeah.
It was about 15, 20 minutes ago.
And if I may say this, and if he hasn't been already watching the videos, that's what the Lord said when he said he will make Jake a quick understanding, man.
Yep.
Because, it takes an exceptional Jake to be thinking on a geopolitical scale, man. Because the average Negro ain't thinking on that level, man. But he's been in the military, so he already been privy to that, all that.
Right.
So he already been thinking on that.
Once you can get a person like that and add a precept to it, like, man, was already
Connect the dots.
We had got that Joel 3, we probably would start flying.
Yeah. But it connect the dots. That's what the prophets are set up to do. Connect the dots for the elect. Those who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear. That's why it says in Isaiah 30:20, you're gonna hear a word at the right hand to the left. And when you hear it, it's gonna make sense. Like, okay, that makes sense. And then you ask, you inquire of the Lord, you inquire of the prophets, and then the dots are gonna be connected, man.
If I may say this too, when he said that, man, y'all are comforting me, you don't know until how much me I was shot at.
Right. It ain't no.
Right. I'm supposed to comfort one another with these words. Right. The words is Yahweh. Right. And also, he's saying, you can see the prophecy as we speak coming through in real time.
It's beautiful, man. Everybody don't see that.
We're filtering the history with the scripture.
It's cool that he mentioned that, this is happening in Rome because this is the revived Roman Empire.
He said, man, this is wrong.
Yeah, this is Rome. And that's exactly what it is according to the Bible, man. You know, the same thing is happening. The military spread too thin. The monetary system is being devalued. And on top of that, you have a lot of bread and circus. People are distracted. You know?
They came in and added soccer to the whole shit. Motherfuckers love soccer, man.
Yeah. That's the world's most popular sport behind
Yeah.
baseball, I think.
And they came in and added soccer. Now these motherfuckers do.
Yeah.
Let me read that.
Yet behold, therein shall be left a remnant that shall be brought forth, O sons and daughters. Behold, they shall come forth unto you, and you shall see their way in the doing. And you shall be comforted concerning the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem, even concerning all that I have brought upon it.
Yep. See that they being comforted by hearing the truth, man. But it's the truth. You got it.
And they shall comfort you, when you see their ways and their doings. And you shall know that I have not done without cause all that I have done in it, said the Lord God.
Hey, it's just like us, like, yeah, the Lord on the struggle shit. Good. I can't wait. That's, hey, you comfort concerning the evil, man.
You know, Jenkins in the military, he thinks that he can take down America by
Yeah.
including a few good men.
Yeah, with Ebo.
But he was in his semi-right mind, though, because
Yeah,
he said,
yeah, he was.
he was like, that's just my fleshly thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Man of war.
Jake tired, man. That's Jake just tired of this shit, man. Whatever y'all got. Oh, whatever you got.
this is,
I won't get that second. You know, I agree.
This is Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, behold ye among the heathen and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told you. And this is the work that the Lord is working, man. Like Jake even said himself, he could see the prophecies happening in real time. And this is something that the prophets have been saying for years. You know, our elders and apostles and their elders have been saying this for years, that in our time, you're going to see these signs, man. You're going to see these prophecies come to pass. And lo and behold, the Lord is working, man. And we're seeing these marvelous works that the Lord is doing right before our eyes. You know, we're seeing the onset of World War III right before the destruction of the beast right before our eyes. We're seeing Revelation 13 and 16 literally play out right before us, man.
If I can say this, the Lord says, He gonna make our enemies fall before our eyes. And then He also said that we would wake up before the enemy's eyes. So just like on the right side of things, right? And this is that. So just like on the right side of things, the Lord is revealing things. On the left side, that's what got Esau up all night. Yeah. What do you think he's doing his diligent search? Because now he's starting to understand where his end lies. And it starts with the mouth of the prophet.
Yeah, that's that Revelation 12 and 12, because he knows that he has but a short time. You know, just like Esau, he's a complete idiot. Don't get me wrong. This nigga's he's not the smartest tool in the shed. Right? But the Lord has given him a certain power. He is wise, man. You know, according to wickedness, and he understands. Just like we see the signs, he see them too.
He got to. If Jake see him,
Yeah, and we the slave class.
What the scripture say, a man that a travel has much experience.
Right.
So added to what he already know, the precepts, it just all goes together. It makes sense.
And he see it, and he like, damn, my time's short here. Like I gotta hurry up.
His mom get a ticket to get the hell up out of here. Yeah. Hey, but what is thing so fun?
What'd you say about Esau though, bro?
Oh yeah, he's not the smartest tool in the shed, bro.
Right, but he is the sharpest.
Yeah.
So that's why we gotta stay spiritual. Because the scripture says that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Man, that's what you gotta do.
2 Corinthians 10, what you want to finish speaking?
Well, because you gotta think, like Jake said, that's his flesh. Wanting to get carnal. See, your flesh is gonna want to get carnal in certain situations. But when the scripture says, when the Lord says to wait upon you, that means he's gonna protect you until that time comes. Because see, he didn't stick around long enough to get the tail end that the Lord is gonna use us to get back into Esau. Okay, the scripture says, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. So it's a spiritual war. And see, the Lord is spiritually strategic. He's not just going to let this go down the way they think it's going to go down. If he's the man of war, then understand that he's got the opposition and the righteous. He created his opposition.
Right, that goes into that second, Sirach or Ecclesiastes, the second chapter. When you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. You know, that's essentially the Lord giving us exhortation to to hold back the flesh, because like Jake, all Jake's got that fleshy feeling like, damn, like we can go ahead and like they trying to find another option, but that's why the Lord say don't make haste in a time of trouble. You know, cleave unto him and wait upon his answer, you know?
Still, no.
Yeah.
It's 2 Corinthians 10:3. But though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through power, Yahweh Shema Rashah, to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach, and having in a readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled.
Right, because carnality wasn't our blessing from the get-go, man. The Lord blessed our nation from the foundation with faith. You know, when you read Sirach or Ecclesiastes 17, it tells you that wisdom got an inheritance in our nation. That's our inheritance, wisdom, faith, you know, understanding the Lord. That's where we thrive. That's our habitation, man. The so-called white man's habitation is carnality. That's what the Lord has blessed him with, man. He's blessed when it comes to the art of the sword. So when we come and Jake, try to come in that realm and deal with Esau in his own realm, it's like trying to fight a shark in the ocean, man. You can't do that. That's not your realm. That's not your habitation.
It's just a cheap imitation of the real thing.
Exactly.
Because the Lord wanted Edomites to get real Edomites. Don't need a costly Edomite. 2/3 of our people is really dressed up as Edomites. They walk around like Jake on the outside, but in their heart, in their spirit, they modeling themselves after the so-called righteous. The Lord don't need a cheap imitation. He can get the real thing. He created the real thing. That's why 2/3 they don't have a real purpose out there. Because our natural purpose is to be serving Yahweh Shema Shah. We're natural spiritual people. Even 2/3 have a zeal that's just not according to knowledge. But when you try to chase after Esau's blessing, it's gonna destroy you at the end of the day. Because it's not yours.
Hey, the bro said we naturally spiritual, right? See, so the things that come natural to Esau, it don't come natural to us.
Right.
We can hold a rifle all day and see somebody in the, so you like, God damn, man, Esau going pom 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 pom. Pom.
But that's why if you be around Edomites, all y'all brothers can attest. That's what they put their wholehearted trust in. Like they trust in that weapon. They don't when it comes to disagreements or arguments, they're not gonna settle it with these. They really trust in that weapon, man. That's all they talk about.
I always Edomites in North Carolina for years, and they want to do the silent kill with arrows. Fuck guns, fuck that loud. They want to kill you with the silent.
Well, what's going to happen to Jake? Jake is so used to turning his gun against his own brother. When it's time to turn the gun against the enemy, he's going to freeze.
He's dealing with a professional.
Right.
2/3 are amateurs. They're not professional killers.
Right.
Esau's a professional. The Lord made him that.
That's why
even the ones that drive forklifts, the ones that manage a Dollar General, you talk to them, and they deep in with thoughts. It's about war. They got shells, they got 500, and they ain't got no ops. Them niggas got 1,000 shells just on a Hummer. No opposition. Nigga raising a family of 3. They got 2,000 rounds of ammunition ready to go.
hey, that's why the Lord got to use the Edomite to kill these Edomites, man.
Yeah.
Because there ain't nobody else better, man. Nobody can get the job done.
We don't have the tools for that.
The Lord could have easily raised up goddamn Arab and them Iranians. No, man. The Lord need, even though these nations, they run the bricks, the Lord need an Edomite to do this shit, man.
That's because you see how the Lord gave access to weapons to Elon. Elon picked him up and he getting blown out of his cell.
He's not smart enough, man. The Lord ain't giving him that spirit, man. Elon, they're good for that street food and all that bullshit. But when it comes to war and actually doing, that's all they like. But they just crash out now.
They'll be a wild man to crash out.
Yeah, they crash out there.
Wild man.
Esau, the Lord is giving Esau the tacticalness, man, when it comes to war. He's an artificer, man. He knows the scriptures say that he was a cunning hunter. Right, too far. Yeah. He's a cunning hunter, man.
Nice vision and all.
The so-called white men, they're a warlike people. They are a war, and that's what they're known for. As a nation of people, the so-called white man is known for war. They are warlike people cosplaying as good people.
And that's why the brother said that you have a lot of Jakes that are cheap imitations of Esau. Because all Pookie and Ray Ray is just imitations of Esau, but they not on that level because they got to be hyped up on pills and drugs to go do them yet, man. Esau naturally, he see it.
I be crying. I was in dreams. I was crying at night. Esau don't lose no sleep. That nigga is psycho clear. Room is clear. He'll drop a bomb on the whole city. Payload done. Clear. Heading back to base. Nigga don't have no emotions. Nigga is anti-life.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, the brother read Ezekiel. Brother read the Psalm 37. Right, 15 it said they swore to enter into the old heart. Right? And then you got the one in Job 20:23. It said the Lord shall rain upon them while he is eating. The Lord gotta use an Edomite to kill the Edomite, man. He can't use no Arab or Ishmaelite to kill the Edomites, man. It gotta be so-called white man on so-called white man. That's the only way they're gonna go out, man.
So they know how one another think.
Right. Exactly. Beautiful. Ezekiel 28.
Because you think about it, the first two world wars were so-called white on white violence. And they call it a world war.
Right. Think we went on
The
for
third
so long.
world war is no different. It's going to be so-called white on white violence. White Russians against so-called white Americans.
It's Ezekiel 28 and 4. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast got gold and silver to thy treasure. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, guns, people, babies, and by thy traffic has thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast said in thy heart, because thou hast set thy heart in the heart of God. Behold, therefore when I bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and the terrible of the nations be the Russians. And they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, because America's supposed to be wise, right? They got the top wisdom on the earth, right? And they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the sea. But thou yet say before him that slayeth thee, I am God, but thou shalt be a man and no God, in the hand of him that slayeth thee. Thou shalt die the death of the uncircumcised, the heathen, by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord Yahweh power.
And that's why Christianity don't want to talk about the scriptures. Because this thing is not profitable when you're preaching the truth. You can't go into a Christian church like this and expect people to show up to hear it. They want to hear sweet things.
What's the difference between a Christian church and a Catholic church?
Nothing. They both worship Roman Catholic dogma. But they both follow the image of the so-called white man Jesus Christ, which is a fake image.
What about a Baptist church?
They all listen. Every religion, every denomination is all on the Roman Catholic dogma. All of them. Every denomination. They Jehovah's Witnesses, Assembly of Bishops, Protestant, Catholic. You got these motherfuckers Pentecostals, and they don't even know what the fuck Pentecost means. What is in the front of their church?
And one of my last questions, I'm gonna let y'all brothers survive. Y'all work. What's the difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament?
The Old Testament is the foundation for the New Testament. It's the same. It's one and the same.
Thank you, John.
Yes, sir.
I got one.
I'm talking about you. You had this brother.
Ezekiel 35 and 14. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shai, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am the Lord. So that's how Esau, even the so-called white man, is going to acknowledge the Heavenly Father. We need to judge by the Lord.
Hey, because I tell you what, we got Proverbs 11:29 and Proverbs 15:27. It said he has been something shame to his house, man. Right. So you cutting out many people. It's not for your nation of people. It's just for the few. Them 60 elite families, man. That's all they care about, those 60 families, man. Anything outside of that, hey, They check. You don't got no generation of white people no more.
I got one more. It's Ezekiel 35 and 14 in the NLT. It says, "This is what the sovereign Lord said. The whole world will rejoice when I make you desolate."
Right.
Because when the Lord bring Esau, the so-called white man, down as a nation of people, nobody's going to feel bad for him. Nobody's going to mourn for him. Because he's exploited every nation he's come in contact with.
It says that in Isaiah 14 that the
That's
trees.
what I was finna get.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Real quick. Real quick. Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 to read verse 16. They that see thee shall never look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out in thy grave like an abominable branch, and as a raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden.
This is Micah 2 and 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil.
Right. One of the biggest signs that we're at the end is the so-called white man's rulership. His rulership in itself is a sign that we're at the end. When it says in 2 6 chapter, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. When you go into that word world, it's the age. Esau, the so-called white man, is the end of an age, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Hey, and he's, excuse me, I'm going to say this, and Esau's the end of his own age, man. Like the brother's been reading, he's going to destroy his own self. You know, the Lord has raised him up to cast himself, his own self down, man.
Micah 2 and 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go unto it. For
Hey,
this,
it said they should not remove their necks because they're gonna be in them bunkers. You can't do nothing but wait.
right?
And when you look at what the so-called white man has done, in general, he's trying to stop his judgment.
Right.
He's trying to prevent his judgment from happening. Everything he's sown in the earth is now about to be brought back to him, and he's trying to dodge it with these different plans. Critical race theory, removing the truth of what you did to become a nation of people.
Right.
Trying to lie and cover it up and sanitize history to cover up your treachery. And that's really his way of trying to push back the judgment. But it's not gonna, you're not going to remove your neck from what you've sown in the earth. All the wickedness you've done as a nation of people, you're about to reap it.
And they had a thing called regurgitating the Roman Empire, right? Right? So in Job 20, the Lord say, everything that he got, he's going to vomit it up. You got it.
For this time is evil.
Right.
In that day shall one pick up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He has changed the portion of my people. How will he remove it from me?
And see, that's what the nation's saying. He have changed the portion of my people. Happened to us first, but now all the other nations saying, man, this nigga done changed up our whole shit, man.
Right.
You got it.
Hey, if I may get this real quick, because at one point in time, Esau had the power to put them, make them drink, man. He made them drunk. So they didn't know what was going on. They were in a drunken stupor. And now all the nations are starting to wake up. They're starting to sober up and be like, man.
This nigga watered down everything.
Right. His witchcraft don't work no more. His different propaganda don't work no more. Everybody's seeing straight through, right through the so-called white man.
Hey, going back to
Women are twerking on Instagram now.
So the lies don't work like they used to.
right.
Because really, the so-called white man pushed the narrative out there that he was a good guy and he's a purveyor of justice and progress. And really, he's just wickedness covered in glitter. Everything he's done to become a nation of people, he's trying to cover that up so he can continue cosplaying as a good person. As a nation of people, they're not good people. They're a warlike tribe.
The Lord is awakened, man. The Lord has awoken. The Lord is awakened, and he said he's going to make them barren. So while the Lord had hid his face, you know, Esau had time to just run around and do whatever. But now the Lord is really in the midst of everything, man. Like it says in Isaiah 42:13. The Lord said he's going to stir up justice like a man of war, man. The Lord is in the midst of everything now. So now, hey, the wall's closing in on the so-called white man. You got it, bro.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Yeah, it says his soul which is lifted up, because he's been exalted in the society. People look at the so-called white man as innocent, as if he's trying to actually give people progress. But in reality, if you look at his track record, it's the complete opposite. That's why I said, even though he's exalted, he's not upright.
And Isaiah 2, the Lord says, the lost the look of man going to be humble in that day.
Says, yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
Right.
And
that's why I've been making the point, that parable. Everybody think of a taunting proverb against the so-called white man. Everybody fingers point. That's why the elites been staying here for years, man. They're going to have to stay here. You got it.
and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Yeah, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. Now you fast forward and they tell us the people who are native to this land, they can't come here.
Right.
When you increase something that didn't even fucking belong to you. And that's why he's being called out, not just by us, but every nation of people on earth is starting to point the finger and look at the so-called white man for who he is, not for who he's pretending to be. They pretended to be these benevolent people, but in reality, they're a nation of criminals.
Hey, it's a proverb. It say he built a house with another man's money, right? So the white man took everybody else's resources and built up. When it's saying that Habakkuk 2, they may set his nest on high, man. So he may be delivered from the power of evil. So this nigga took everybody else's resources and built his shit up, man. Say he built his house with other people's money, man. You got it.
That's the rock of Ecclesiastes 21 and verse 8.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
This is Jeremiah 15:13. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited,
Right.
but inhabited. Lock it. But it shall be wholly desolate.
They ain't gonna be inhibited neither.
Yep, wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished,
Right.
and hiss at all her plagues.
Outside the pillar,
Access denied. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrow, for she has sinned against the Lord.
And it's heavy because he tell you in Revelation 17 and 16, the 10 horns on the beast shall hate the whore, man. So the 10 horns gonna hate the whore. We already got the BRICS nations. And man, this man got over 40, 50 countries with them, man. With the BRICS, man. 25 plus countries is with them, man.
Right.
So if the 10 horns on the beast gonna hate the whore, that means this bitch is gonna be desolate, man. Obadiah 1 and 7. All they that were joined the Confederacy is bringing this, they had deceived thee and brought thee to the border. That means you gotta fight by yourself.
Here he is trying to deport his way out of being small among the people.
Right.
You can't bring your numbers up, and by deporting people, the numbers still ain't going to be up.
Right. You don't say made them small among the heathen.
Right.
Hey,
What they really gonna try to do is use the Northern Kingdom, the so-called illegal immigrants, as slave labor. Because the amount of money it takes to actually put them back in their own land is too much. So they already building detention centers here in America to put those so-called illegal immigrants in. There's a certain state that wrote into their law that if they catch an illegal immigrant, they're eligible to have life without parole.
Right.
I believe that's Mississippi. where they could just exploit the prison labor.
And they paying $1,000 if you point out where they at.
Right. And Jeremiah 50 and 13. Shout against her round about. She had given her hand. Her foundations are fallen.
Yep, we watching the foundation of the earth fall, man. It's a slow, painful death, and it's from the inside, man.
Just like Rome.
Yep.
Like this is the revived Roman Empire. Just like Rome, it fell from the inside out. You had civil unrest inside of Rome, and their military was spread too thin to protect all that land that they had already taken.
Hey, on the spiritual level too, that they following like Antiochus. He brought it from the inside out.
Have to confess the name of Yahweh.
Oh, if I
Found no place of repentance.
If I could also say, add on to the point that the brother was making as well, he said that Esau gonna have to fight by himself, and the reason being is because Isaiah 30, it said he was the one that dealt treacherously with everybody, man. He the one that dealt treacherously. He the one that took over lands and peoples and monuments. He's the one that established himself in over all these different countries, man. Set garrisons, over 800 garrisons, man. Because that's all a military base is a garrison, man. Esau has done all this. He's the sole person who has destroyed the world. So now in this up and coming war, ain't nobody going, man, fuck you.
What did it say, Isaiah 13? They said, let us go into our own country.
When the so-called white man fall, the other nations aren't going to mourn his collapse. They're actually going to rejoice according to the scripture. Because every nation he's encountered, he's exploited them in some type of way. Even when you deal with the U.S. aid, that came up in a conversation this week about Trump getting rid of the U.S. aid. When you look at what the U.S. aid was doing, it was funding treachery. They were going in lands and funding the opposition of a guy who may have been a socialist. You know, they were going in there saying, look, you got to put this kind of democracy into your government. You got to put transgender books into the Ukrainian, or we're not going to give you aid money. They were aiding Pakistani terrorist groups. So all that U.S. aid did was expose the treachery of the so-called white man as a nation of people in America. This cosplaying as the righteous heroes of the movie, that shit is over with. And the world is witnessing. Even their stance on the state of Israel. Get on a podium and say, look, we're going to take over a land that millions of people are occupying, and we're going to rebuild it for beachfront property. That is a pompous, arrogant attitude, and that is the so-called white man in a nutshell.
Right, this man funds both sides of civil wars that he created in other lands. Jeremiah 50 and 15. Shout against her round about. He has given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her as she has done. Do unto her.
Yeah, as she has done, do unto her. So all the treachery the so-called white man is perpetuated through the vehicle of America is coming back to you. And there's no way to get in front of that. Trump not going to get in front of the impending judgment and collapse of Babylon the Great, which is America. No matter what he tell you on the podium. He can get up there and tell you all kind of lovely, nice songs. But the reality is that this is a kingdom in decline.
Let me get these two real quick. Because in Jeremiah 51, verse 9, we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go, everyone into his own country.
You know, one of the main people that's going to say that is NATO and the EU.
Right.
Because they suffered behind that not buying Russian gas. They suffered. They still trying to recover from that shit. Eventually, they're going to say, you know what, fuck this. We're not benefiting from being in league with the Americans.
I mean, the Germans, the lady that over the Germans.
Yeah.
She was like, man, so it says, and let us go, everyone into his own country. For judgment reaching up to heaven and is looking up to the sky. But then you got the one in Isaiah 13, and then read these points. Because these nations, it's leaving Babylon, man. It's one I want to make you guys.
Because Esau, these Americans are basically throwing their weight around, man, and these nations are tired of it.
So let's say Isaiah 13 and 14, and it shall be as a changed road, and as a ship, and as a sheep they have, that no man take a bar. And they shall, every man, turn to his own people and flee everyone to his own land. And that's what's happening because it's prophecy, man. So I want you to read that again, the Revelation 18, one time when you was there. Oh, that was Jeremiah 15. Read that again. I want to make a point on that.
Jeremiah 15 and 14.
Because the Lord said, he tells the nations, do to her as she did to you. Go ahead.
Let me start at 14.
Read 14. Yeah, 14 and 15.
Jeremiah 15, starting at 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon,
Right.
round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrow, for she has sinned against the Lord. Shout against her round about. She has given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her. As she has done, do unto her.
Right. So the Lord showing you. That's why I said in Isaiah 14, and all the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, everyone in his own house, because the so-called white man is going to be eradicated.
We got nowhere to run.
Right. And that's why I said, when you read Michael 4, every nation taking up a constant proverb against these Edomites. The Lord called because he's using Edomites to destroy Edomites. But can't nobody else do it better, man.
Hey, if I could say something too on what y'all mentioned earlier, though, you know, that just for America to make that decision that impacted their own allies that way, just shows you what it showed them nations what they really think about them, man.
To their own counsel, they cast them down.
Because you don't make that type of decision without consulting your allies first.
Exactly.
That's just America bullying throwing their weight around because they can, man.
Oh, beautiful, because I like to read one of Proverbs 15 and 22, Proverbs 20 and 18, because it says without counsel, right? They don't do nothing. They just say with counsel, with advice, they make war, right? So, but what? Esau Edom, it said his stout, his look is more stout than his fellows, man.
Amongst each other.
So that's that lifting up. He don't give a fuck about his fucking
Allies.
the federation, the congregation. They don't give a fuck, man. You guys,
He basically fed the Ukrainians to the slaughter.
right?
There's no other way to put it. He fed them to the slaughter. They didn't have, on paper, they wasn't going to win that war. Even with you could give them all kind of weapons. If you ain't got a man to put the rifle in the hands of, it don't matter how many weapons you give them. And now they say that it's estimated that over a million Ukrainians done died at this point in that war. And they have no chance of winning at this point. And these are Edomites. So they fed a whole country to the wolves as a buffer between them and Russia.
Yeah.
Ukraine was just the other one to the Ukraine was the old Khazarian Empire, man. Edomites, man. Fuck them.
And they with the shit. They willing to fight, but they dying. They losing. And this is Edomites sending Edomites off. You got Jake in Chicago say you a send off, meaning they'll just throw you to a crash dummy mission. Yeah, he a little send off. That's what they did to a whole country of their own brethren. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? They knew what they was doing when they threw them to the wolves like that.
Hey, because that's heavy. That when you deal with that many casualties in war, you got to think about how you're gonna replenish your society with men who are able to fight, man. Because with 1 million men dying in your society, that's a lot of no population, and that's a lot of defense that you've lost.
Yeah.
They were at one point they were considering lowering the age of the draft because the average Ukrainian soldier was about 40 years old. Because they figured the older men, the middle-aged men, they had already had kids, they had lived their life. You can give them to the, and then they had to consider, are we gonna lower the age to like 18 to 25? But then there was a conversation of, well, if we feed them to the slaughter, what are we fighting for? Because we don't have nobody to replenish the nation if we don't have young men to have children.
Supposed to have young reserve as young men.
This is the reality of war. That's when the scriptures talk about counting the cost. Jake's not counting the cost. They just out here like, man, we got guns, they got guns. You're not really counting the cost.
Because we spoke about how Esau's a cunning hunter, and he understands the art of war.
Right.
The art of war is to exhaust the least amount of resources as possible. Why would he fund them niggas to go crash out, man? It's cause he's not really fucking with them, man.
Right. Right.
The least slave, just a single family.
And the brother that brought it up earlier in the conversation that Esau is, as a nation of people, they slow, but they're a dragon.
Right.
The old serpent became a dragon, and one of the qualities, if you will, of a dragon is that it's cold and calculated. So it don't put in no morality into their decision making. It's cold and calculated, and that's Esau in a nutshell. You look at situations and he take the emotions out of it, and he just deal with what is his objective and how can he accomplish it.
Right.
So he's cold like a dragon. He's like a dragon, man. He's treacherous.
Now, you can't commit genocide unless you call it the heart.
Right.
Yeah, no emotion.
Yep. Read these two. It's Proverbs 15 and 22. Without counsel, proposals are disappointing, but in a multitude of counselors, they are established. It's Proverbs 20 and 18. It reads, every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make war.
But what counsel does Esau have? Esau, this whole time, has been going off of his own counsel, which is ill-advised, man. You know, he hasn't been going off the Lord's counsel for sure, because we wouldn't be living in this type of society.
Right.
He hasn't been going off his own allies' counsel, because they would have told him, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. That's going to hurt us.
Right.
So he controls the narrative. And then he acts on his own narrative to create war.
Hey, that shows you how the prophecy is really working, man. Because he's really using the stout that the Lord said his stout is going to be, his look is going to be more stout than his fellow. Because it say every purpose is established by counsel. He ain't the whole Confederate, and that's why we laughing at you fucking heathens, man. All you heathen that join to the so-called white man and take down the 12 tribes of Israel, fuck you, man. Now look at you motherfuckers, man. Now he's doing it to y'all dumbasses. Now y'all on you crying. Oh, we are, hey, fuck that, man.
And then looking at us to join hand in hand.
Fuck that, man.
Fuck you.
Now it's y'all turn, goddammit.
You shook hands with a serpent.
Yep.
You made a deal with it. You made a deal with a demon. You feel bad for it.
Right.
Now, to learn back the point that was made, this is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, the reason I bring this out is because when you deal with the beast, it's the NATO EU system. But America is that woman that's sitting on the beast. If you were riding a horse, you wouldn't have a conversation with the horse on where y'all going, right? That's how Esau's operating with the NATO and the EU. He's using them as a vehicle. And eventually they're going to wake up like, damn, we don't got no say-so. Because he set up all these councils to make everybody feel like they got say-so. Make everybody feel like they got power. This was the point of having the EU, the G7, the NATO. We can have countries come together and we can resolve conflicts without kinetic warfare. But he just presented that. He didn't really mean it. In his his heart was war.
So they show you in that chapter, in 16. Because this is the same chapter, man.
It's Revelation 17 and verse 16.
Hey, how about Shema Shah? It's cold, man. You talking about the real strategists? You talking about the real, strategic war methods, man?
Yeah, the Lord used your nature against you. Just like you used Jake's nature against us. Jake wanted, the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. Jake, certain things are just natural in the Israelite spirit. It's just certain, Esau uses Jake's nature against him. Your desire to have multiple women, he'll use it against you. Your desire to want to be able to be a provider, now you're risking your life. He uses your nature against you. Well, the Lord is using your nature against you. You playing chess with the chess master. And the Lord is using his nature of violence and treachery against him. This is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Reading this chapter from the reader brother read on down to that point, it's showing you how fucked up this woman is. And how she's treating the beast. This is your beast. And it tell you in Proverbs 12 and 10, a righteous man regarded the life of his beast.
It's funny how it's compared to a woman. There's no wickedness after the wickedness of a woman.
Beautiful. You can say something, huh?
You was mentioning how No, we was mentioning earlier to Jake, but that's how beautiful the Lord is. He set Esau up to deal with his own self.
Yeah.
And that's why the Lord told us, man, just wait on it. Because
Michael Jackson said the man in the mirror.
yeah, the man in the mirror, he gonna deal with himself, man.
This is Jeremiah 50 and 24.
And you got to think too, the nation of the Russians or God, they're Edomites as well, but they're Edomites who have been shut out as a nation of people. You think after World War II, you know, when you look at World War II in itself, it was really the Russian blood that won that war. It wasn't the Americans. It was the Russian blood that was shed on the Eastern Front that really got them the W. Once they got the W, they locked the Russians out. So now you got a whole nation of Edomites who witnessed being locked out of the system for decades.
And they history. It's been taught to the family, to the kids.
So they all. That's why if you talk to a Russian Edomite, they feel how they feel about America for a good reason. Because after World War II, you got to think their family members died. They got great-grandfathers, great-great-grandfathers that was like, man, my people died in the war, and we don't got shit to show for it. They locked us out once we helped them win the war. They locked us out, so they got a chip on their shoulder.
That's what.
And the Lord gonna use that. He gonna use that chip to bring about World War III.
That's why it say the Lord say He's gonna put hooks into their jaw and turn them back to that same mindset.
Remember how they locked you out?
Right.
I'm gonna look it up, but the Russians lost millions of niggas, man. It changed their whole population. Even now, I believe there's more women than men because of that shit. Because you got to think, World War I and World War II wasn't that far apart.
And it wasn't that long ago either.
When men die like that in a generation, it takes decades to recover from that shit, man.
The last World War II veteran of America just died last week. So that wasn't even that long ago, man.
And unlike Americans, they know their history. They have conversations about their history. When they're up in the morning having their little shot of vodka, they remember what happened to them as a nation of people. It would be different for you if your great-grandfather died in a war. And you got a family member, you go in your house and you look at a picture and it's one of your people that have died in the war. And you think about how the Americans treated you after your nation contributed all this blood.
Right.
Come on, man, they got a chip on their shoulder.
Beautiful what you just said. Right? They have a history, a physical history. Right? America are given a day to celebrate nothing.
Right.
All the holidays are around a day of a feeling. No real history, tangible history, no memento. And it's all done on stolen land. That's about it.
Them two. We got a full and thank you.
There you go. Signifying
Them the
nothing.
main two of fucking bloodshed, man.
Right.
Rape, robbery, murder, pillage, and
Right.
plunder.
That when they actually think about it, they actually are ashamed. The majority of your everyday Americans.
Yeah. We got a full.
Now, just to give you some numbers, some comparison numbers of World War II. During the World War II, the amount of soldiers that died, military personnel, came out to 400,000 Americans. You know how many Russian soldiers died? 8.6 million. 8.6 million families lost somebody in that war. To be in 2025 and look at how the world treats you after that kind of sacrifice, yeah, they coming for blood, man. That's why they say they're not gonna regard the gold or silver. It ain't about the money. And the Lord set it up like this. These is Edomites, and the Lord, I'm gonna set this chest piece right here in the cut, and I'm gonna let it marinate. The Lord let the Russians marinate. Like, look, I'm gonna let that, keep that piece over there. I'm gonna move this piece right here. The Lord's so cold, ain't no removing your neck from this. You got a whole nation that got a chip on their shoulder, and they look just like you.
This is Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver. And as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabians pitch tent there, neither shall the the shepherds make their abode there.
Yeah, America's not going to be inhabited again after this. So much treachery that has been done here, it's never going to be inhabited again by people.
Right.
It's going to be unclean beast over here. It's going to be like a conservation. Nobody pitching tent here, nobody building houses here. It's just a little, it's a flat land that they're going to be able to fly over and remember what the Lord did. Like, damn. Yeah, Lord took all them skyscrapers, leveled it, fuck them.
Melt them down.
Build them down to nothing.
The Lord coming to kick the sandcastle, man.
And they show you in Planet of the Apes with the arm of the statue standing. Ain't none of that shit gonna be left.
Nothing left.
None of that shit.
You ain't gonna be able to, you ain't gonna know
No
when,
memorial.
you ain't gonna know when North Carolina started and South Carolina
Right.
ended.
Let me finish reading.
It's gonna be flat.
This is that verse. This is verse Isaiah 13 and 21. It reads, "But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and the satyrs shall dance there, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and the dragons in the pleasant places. Her time is near to come. Her days shall not be prolonged." Oh, that's not Isaiah 34 verse 17. He hath cast lots for them, and hath divided.
You looking for line of music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isaiah 14, right.
11. 34 and 11.
Isaiah 34 and 11. Yeah, but the cumberland and the bitter, this is the rest of the birds. Isaiah 13 was naming some of the animals going to be here. This is the rest of them. Isaiah 34 and 11. But the cumberland and the bitter shall possess it, the owl also, and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. The line of confusion is you ain't gonna be able to tell Tennessee from Mississippi, North Carolina from South Carolina, Florida from Georgia.
And also all the lakes will be dried up.
All Mississippi River, which is dead spiritually, the Euphrates River will be dried up.
Man, brother read about a satire dwelling in this place, and that's a mystical animal, man. That lets you know it's gonna be like a, you know, those half man, half goat.
Yeah, you have horse.
Yeah, that's a satire. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking a mystical. The Lord say it's gonna be, this place gonna be mystical, man.
Yeah.
This is Jeremiah 15:24.
Well, it's a miracle. That's gonna be the damn. The Lord really did that.
Right.
And we welcome that because this place ain't nothing but a memorial about our captivity, man. The worst one out of all of them. You look at Babylon, you think about America as Israelites, you think about all the death and destruction our people have suffered. Being here on the bottom, all the struggle. This is a tragedy here. And the Lord will flatten it so we don't never have to be reminded of the shit we went through over there, man. So whenever we think about Babylon the Great, we can look at it and it's just a desolate place. Why do you have Bashim al-Shah?
Wow. That bitterness.
Half man, half beast. Half man, half goat.
Jeremiah 15:24.
Look at image. Show the camera.
I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon. And thou was not aware. Thou art found, and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord.
Yeah, because when you go into the word for satire, it's sayar, and it says hairy masculine noun. Number 2 says he goat, buck. Strong's definition says shaggy as noun, a he goat.
Like that little
Yeah, by analogy, a fawn. Yeah, it says he goat bucks.
Yeah. This place is gonna be completely level, man. Yeah, every type of animal.
Now I love how the Lord ended it in Isaiah 13. I'm gonna get it real quick. Isaiah 13 and verse 22 And the wild beasts of the island shall cry at their desolate houses, and the dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. In the NLT it says, hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious places. Babylon's days are numbered. Because you imagine cul-de-sacs, suburbs, all of them areas, and now you got unclean creatures occupying them.
Fucking windmill.
Calabasas. You can't even recognize what the Lord got it like that. The suburbs, Calabasas, Ocean View, all of that shit is now occupied by unclean creatures.
What's the one top one that said in California where it's all Silicon Valley.
Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Hey, when I said that, the Hollywood side on fire. Damn.
Yeah.
Lord, so.
Yeah. A lot
Putting
of
that shit down.
A lot of Issacharites up there protesting, covering the Hollywood sign and stuff like that. They up there tearing that shit up.
Hey, I'm like, yeah, busting my socks.
It's the kingdom of the sign.
Oh, yeah. And if you can't see the signs, then it probably wasn't meant for you to see. Because at this point, everything is crystal clear, man. You know, the Lord is making it clear, first and foremost, who his men are, all right, who the proper doctrine is contained with. And then on top of that, he's making it clear what the book, you know, what the Bible has always been saying, man. The Lord has been making prophecy clear. You know, the Lord has sent forth the prophets to break it down, to make things plain upon tables, and for people to read it, understand it, and to understand the signs of the times. You know, everything is clear. Nothing's hidden no more. Nothing is hidden knowledge, man. Everything is out in the open.
I got two. 2 Ezra 6 and 20. When the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together.
Right, and this world is beginning to pass away. We're witnessing this world that we know passing away, man. This age of Esau, Edom, this age of wickedness, you know, this age of abomination, this is coming to an end.
Yep. This is Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am approved.
Yeah, and that's
Go ahead. Go ahead.
and that's why brothers' phones are constantly lit up with the news articles, because that's the watchtower. That's what we watching for, news. Because eventually the news is gonna come out. Mandatory report to your nearest shipping station.
Local station.
That's gonna be on BBC or Reuters, all the news channels. It's going. Hey.
Some people don't watch alternative news. They watch that local bullshit.
Yeah, they watch Fox and NBC. And
Right.
stuff.
Yeah. They gonna make sure they're gonna be on now.
Yeah, and that
Simple.
eventually, yeah, you got it.
That's why they all roll up the sleeve and put that left jab.
Yep.
You know, because they're watching the local news, which they all read it from the same script. There's no minds that's questioning them.
Hit me with the boost.
Right.
Right.
Two boosters. And that's why hey, but it's clear though. The point is the Lord is making everything clear.
Yep.
You know, prophecy's been made clear. You know what the will of the Lord is has been made clear. You know what we need to be watching for has been made clear. You know, we need to be watching for the developments regarding World War III. We need to be watching the developments regarding these CBDCs and this digital currency. We need to be watching these things. We need to be watching the earthquakes in diverse places. You know, the wars and the rumors of wars. What's happening with these Northern Kingdom jakes being, this ICE reporting these Northern Kingdom jakes. That's 2 Ezra 15. You know, a lot of these people are the real ID. 2 Ezra 15. They shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Because you don't have the identification, man. You know, all these things are happening right before our eyes, and it's clear.
They hold Ephesians 5:14, Habakkuk 2 and 2, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table, that he may run that reading it. How is it being made plain upon table? Because we're telling you, thus saith the Lord. Real quick, I gotta get this one. Let me go back to that. 2 Corinthians 3 and 12 it reads, seeing then that we have such hope, we use great plainness of speech. And it's all the Lord, man. Go back and have Habakkuk 2 and 3 reads, for the vision, verse 2, Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables. The tables is the Lord presented. This is where the truth is at. This table is the truth, man. He never said the Lord prepared a table for us, the presence of our enemies. So on this table is the truth. Everything that you need, in Hebrews 6 and 9, things that accompany salvation, though we does speak. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table, that he may run that readeth it.
Hey, and that's the thing too. Everything that we need for salvation has been made plain.
Yep.
There's nothing that we need to reinvent. We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Everything has been said, man. You know, we understand that we need to repent, you know, change our mind and turn back to the Lord.
Like the old man. Yeah, just like the brother that came up earlier.
I was just gonna say that.
He had questions. Always just say the Lord.
Just say the Lord.
And he was comforted by me.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, man.
Because King Solomon summed it up. He said, fear the Lord, keep his commandments. That's it. In this point in age, that's all we can do, and we do it to the best of our ability. We can't keep everything, man. Like these other Israelites be talking about that nonsense. You know, we can't keep all the laws, but to the best of our ability, we do what we can, man. We rehearse.
We can't take up arms against the man.
Right.
Heavenly Father said, wait ye upon me. That's a commandment. All right? He's going to step up to that parade. And then when he put that spirit upon his people, all right, then it's on.
Isaiah 21 and 1, the burden of the desert of the sea, as whirlwind in the south passed through, so it coming from the desert, from a terrible land. A grievous vision is declared unto me. And this is what we're telling our people, man. It's a grievous vision, man. It's a grievous judgment coming to America, man. A grievous vision is declared unto me. The treacherous dealer dealeth treacherously, and the spoiler spoileth. Go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media, all the sign thereof have I made to cease. Hey, so the Lord said, Elam, Media.
Come on.
Let's go. It said again, go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media, all the sign thereof have I made to cease. This is what Isaiah said, therefore are my loins filled with pain. Pains have taken hold upon me as the pains of a woman that travaileth. Hey, Isaiah saw the destruction of America. I was bowed down at the hearing of it. Because the Lord said, go up, O Elam, besiege, O Media. He say, I was bowed down at the hearing of it. I was dismayed at the seeing of it. My heart panted. Fearfulness has frightened me. The night of my pleasure have he turned into fear unto me. That's going to happen in 2/3 of Jake, man. Here's Isaiah said, the pleasure that I had, the Lord turned it into fear. Prepare the table, watch in the watchtower, eat, drink, arise, ye princes, and anoint the shield. Hey, cover yourself with the Holy Spirit. Hey, take covenant of the Lord if you can. Why you can? Because it's going to, hey, let me say it different. Take the mercy of Yahweh Shema Shah while you can. What it said in Isaiah 55 and 6.
Yeah, seek ye the Lord while
Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Right? He said that, what it said he was, your iniquity, he will
Isaiah 1.
I got it, 55 and 6. The point the Lord said, it say, let wickedness, verse 7, let the wicked forsake his way, and unrighteous man his thought, and let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him to our power, for he will abundantly pardon, man. That's the point, man. Take the mercy of Yahweh Shema Shah while it's present.
Because Isaiah said it's like it's going to be like a bad dream that you can't wake up from.
Right. Right.
Because he turned his pleasure, his not a pleasure, into a not a darkness, man.
It's saying here, he say, verse 4, Isaiah 21 and 4, my heart panted, fearfulness affrighted me, the night of my pleasure have he turned it into fear unto me. Prepare the table, watch in the watchtower, eat, drink, arise, ye princes, and anoint the shield. For thus saith Yahweh, power, saith unto me, go, set a watchman, let him declare what he seeth.
Right, and that's why, hey, the Lord has the Lord has set up many watchmen to declare what they see. That's why you can't, if you subscribe to brother channels, your phone constantly going off. 24/7 because while other brothers are asleep, somewhere in the other part of the world, other brothers is awake watching, man. You know, and it's change of guard. Every 24 hours, it's change guard. And that's going on constantly, man.
Brothers, some brothers see different things that some brothers don't see. Different articles. That's why the Lord got a lot of watchmen, man.
Yep.
Some brothers want a lot of things that other brothers don't see. Then you see it and be like, damn. And then some brothers, hey, that is it's going back and forth, man. But it's constantly, you got watchmen on the watchtower. It reads, verse 7, this is what the Lord told him to watch. But he said, hey, I'm going to send Elam and Media, which is Persia and is Iran and Russia. And he saw a chariot with a couple of horses. That's Elam and Media. A chariot of asses and a chariot of camel. And he hearkened diligently with much heed. And he cried, a lion, my Lord, I stand continually upon the watchtower in the daytime. And I am set in my ward whole night. And behold, here cometh a chariot of men and a couple of horses. And he answered and said, Babylon is fallen, and all the graven images of her gods he have broken into the ground. This is the third precept, right here, Isaiah 21:9. It say, and all her graven images of her gods he have broken into the ground, right? Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt. Behold, Yahweh ride upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved in his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of her. So you got the one in Exodus 12:12. The Lord said, destroy all the firstborn of Egypt and all their gods, man. So like the Lord said in Isaiah 47, stand up with your enchantment. Where your little, ain't gonna be no idol worship. Ain't gonna, all that. Hey, the same way the Egyptians' gods failed them, the same way the Edomites' gods gonna fail them. Because the so-called white man is using the same God the Egyptians did, man. The same God that the Canaanites had in the land of Canaan, the so-called white man brought them to America. And the Elias woman went into that. When you go to California, when you go to Hollywood Boulevard, they got all the fucking gods of the damn Canaanite gods right up there in Hollywood, man. And so the Lord is destroying all that, man, as he did before. What did it say? That the new under the sun. That which was, the Lord required that which is past.
Psalms 92:5. O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep.
Right. Hey, that's what, man, listen. That's why I always telling you, thus saith the Lord, because anything other than that, you a fucking lie. Because the Lord is, hey, but the Lord gave us, it said in Hebrews 6:9, things that are coming to salvation. You know, he does speak. The Lord say, Proverbs 3 and 5 read to the brother. Trust in the Lord, with all thine heart, and lean not to thy own understanding. In all thy ways, acknowledge me. Anything other than that, you a fucking liar, man.
Right? The Lord talks very deep. And he says, my ways are not your ways.
Right. Now, they're 55, right.
Psalms 92:5.
Hey, but our people think like Esau. Esau thinks that his power is his own. And a lot of our people think like that. You really don't know what's best for you.
Right.
The reality is that you really don't know what's best for you. The Lord do, but you gotta trust his process. Certain shit you might not get when you want it, but that's because the Lord knows what's best for you. Like 235 people, they best bet is to return. But we know according to prophecy, they're not gonna return. Because they think they know what's best for them. And that's why ultimately they gotta learn through death by pain so that the entire nation can get that blessing.
Unfair precept, Jeremiah 14:11. Trading out for these people for their good.
Right.
What they think is good.
Right.
You gonna be found that shit gonna be greediest, man.
A lot of people still striving to that American dream.
Right.
And it's not
They
gonna
gonna
fix
get it.
nothing. It's not gonna fix nothing.
They gonna get that American.
They think our people don't have a monetary problem.
Right.
Our issue doesn't stem from being broke as a nation of people. It's a spiritual problem that our people have. If you gave Jake reparations, let's say they gave Jake $10 billion, all they would do is fund all of these Fortune 500 companies they're already buying shit from Uber.
Be broke for 3 years.
And then now you can't even say, well, our reparations are.
Yeah.
Because you done spent it all on Gucci, Louis, and all in Cadillacs.
Yeah, Lambo, Cadillac.
Which shows you our people don't have a monetary issue. It's a spiritual issue.
Jake Dempsey, niggas gonna go get Ferraris,
Go get a mansion, you can't,
yeah, man,
you can't deal with the upkeep.
yeah. Jake too stupid. Doesn't get a nice little 4-5 bedroom house, 3-4 bathroom, 1 floor. No, nigga need a 2-story and shit. Nigga need a pool in the bank.
Right.
There's a dollar sign pool and shit.
That's why scriptures say, wait ye upon me. Ultimately, the Lord knows what's best for us as a nation of people. That's why we're going through all of this shit that we're going through. Even the bad parts of it, the so-called bad parts of it. Because when we get in the kingdom, we're going to appreciate the kingdom, even 2/3. When they get in the kingdom, they're going to appreciate it because they're going to realize the way that they were headed was towards death. Look at our people. They got blonde, they dyeing their hair blonde, they dyeing their hair pink, they drinking cough syrup to get high. They're on designer drugs now. They done graduated from marijuana to designer drugs. The path our people are headed on is not a good path. It don't end well for our people without the Lord's intervention.
Jake on camera, first service, man.
Hey, Michael Jordan's son just got caught with a DUI and coke, man.
In Stanford.
Yeah.
And I was right there.
That's
Saw
what.
it the other day.
That's what.
This nigga own this Jordan store right. So
Right
own
there.
the Jordan shop right here, man.
Right there. And he
You
gonna.
charge nigga $400-500 for authentic Jordans. Nigga, what are you doing?
And niggas, that's what King Solomon was talking about too. He's like, who, I got all these things, but who am I gonna leave it to? Roughly paraphrasing. Because Jordan got billions of dollars, but his son is a goddamn freak. That's like the second or third time he done got
The
caught.
Ferrari parked right out in front of that bitch.
Yeah.
You riding, nigga, sit your ass down in the AC and chill out, nigga.
Like, trying to get street cred.
Yeah, you gonna get some free cred.
How about the second or third time he done got caught with coke?
But it shows you that it don't matter how much money you get on this side, the curse is gonna follow you
Immediately.
in every tax bracket. If you want to go overseas and you think you're running from the judgment, the curse is gonna chase you down. They're gonna walk you down over in whatever land you're in. Because this has to be undone by the Lord. The Lord said, by me shall they be ended.
The shit that he said when they got $50 too, so
Yeah, he probably
yeah,
did.
one of these motherfuckers. Might be at the 55. Oh, you get a skyscraper, bro? Paying $3,000 a month for that shit? Nigga, get you some box and chill, nigga. All you gotta do, walk out there down the street to the... You don't even gotta drive your car. You can just walk to the fuck, your shit right here. And you in the news, nigga, you just made the front page. Looking like a bomb in front of that bitch. Go ahead.
Psalm 92 and 5.
Jay can't get no money and fucking chill, man.
You gotta keep up with Esau.
O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither do the fool understand.
Right? You don't know what's best for you. You think you know, but you can't foresee what the Lord got for you. That's why 2/3 of our people, the scripture said it wasn't mixed with hope in them that heard you. They don't believe the final destination. They think this is it.
That's why Esau, that's why he throw a lot of, got these dollars always digging and shit. Because they just can't hear what the Lord says and be like, okay, Lord. No, they need to go find the ark. Like the scripture said, they need to go dig up the bones and all that, of the kings of Israel and all that, man. They just can't, because they carnal about this, man.
2/3 of our people have adopted that mindset. They are 2/3 of our people are a doubtful nation of people. They don't trust the process of the Heavenly Father. Like in Maccabees when it says, don't look at these things, don't be discomforted. When you look at everything we went through as a nation. The Lord knows what's best for us as a whole. And we have to trust that process.
Matthew 15:4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign. And there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonah, and he left them in the garden. So there is no sign going to be given to these people, but the prophet, man. If you don't want to listen to the prophet, guess what? Then you up shit creek. As the old saying without a paddle. Hey, the Lord said there will no sign be given but the sign of the prophet. That's all you want to get, man. And it should be all should be all our people need.
Because you got to think too, historically speaking, Jake saw prophets before, and they did the same thing that they're doing now. It took the Lord actually having to do what the prophet said the Lord was going to do for them to believe the Lord wasn't perfect.
This is what they say about the Lord right here. John 7, in verse 11, then the Jews saw him at the feast and said, where is he? And there was much murmurings among the people concerning him. For some said, he is a good man. Others said, nay, but he deceiveth the people. They talking about Yahushua, man. So they're going to say the same, oh, Yahushua said, the first precept, the Lord said, a prophet, it was not except in his own country and among his own kin, man. So, a brother, one of the brothers, that go to my people, they might listen, but the brother people ain't gonna listen to him.
Right. Because they're gonna look at you as that same old nigga. Like,
You sell dope niggas.
like you my baby. Like, what you talking about?
Yeah, you my, How you a prophet?
Right. I raised you. I know what you into. Right. Like,
The
nah.
only prophet the Lord raised is you gotta be born without the father. You gotta be first.
And look at how they talked about Yahushua. Isn't this the son of Joseph, the carpenter?
Yeah.
Isn't this the carpenter's son?
Right. His mother, you know, his mama's in this.
Right, he's not learned.
Right.
You know? He doesn't have any acronyms after his mission.
Right.
That's how they treat.
Continue reading that.
That's how they treat Jake, and that's why the ministry is set up the way it's set up.
Yeah.
Because like I said, 1 Corinthians, the first chapter, these are things. These are things that are spiritually discerned, man. You know, this ain't to the carnal eye. It's not supposed to look good, because if it looked good, all the Jakes would be flocking to it, man.
I was supposed to the proof. Go through that, being rejected by his own people. Just like we is today.
And he even showed us how Jake could get when he used to feed the multitude. All the
just
stuff for the
niggas that
food.
want some fish. That's it. Niggas want some fish fry, huh?
Proceed.
Judge 7:13. Howbeit, no man spake openly of him, but fear of the Jews. Now about the midst of the feast, Yahushua went up into the temple and taught, and the Jews marveled, saying, how knoweth this man letters, having never learned? Yahushua answered them and said, my doctrine is not mine, but he is that sent.
Right. And our doctrine is Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, man. You know, this is divine counsel, you know, that comes out of brothers' mouths. This ain't our own counsel.
And what you been saying, shouldn't the Lord do nothing, revealing his secret to his servant the prophet.
This message is straight from up top. This is the supreme. This is the message from the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
I like how you said that. I got a precept for that. Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32, in verse 1, he said the message straight from up top. Give ear, O ye heavens, and the heavens of the Israelites, and I will speak and hear on earth the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain. My speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. So that was straight from up top, man.
This is the verdict.
That ain't come out of cumulus surface crop.
Yep, coming straight up off the top. It's coming straight from the supreme judge himself. Whether the world understand that or not. But the scriptures talk about they would not believe though it be told them. So we have to live out that process of suffering, telling people what the Lord is going to do, and watching them mock, watching them deny it, watching them say, oh, well, what if we do this? Maybe we could change the plans of the Lord. What if we just, nah, man.
Take away out of that, but it's due because the Lord brought somebody else that don't know. I ain't gonna say he don't believe. He didn't know.
Right.
He did not do it. But he was like, man, he was trying to figure out a way to. Now he found out you got a way.
Right.
But you got that man ain't. You got some niggas that try to come up opposite of what he said.
Right.
And this man, he didn't travel. He's in the military. But you still have niggas like, man, that nigga crazy. You listen to them, you crazy.
Because they've been fully engulfed with the mindset of Esau Edom.
Yeah.
They insatiable, just like Esau. They can't wait, man. And it's really, honestly, it's a gift from Yahweh Shai to be able to have patience, man. Because a lot of Jakes are ready to crash out right now.
Yeah.
Bro, when we look back at this, the scripture said we're going to laugh, but it's really going to be jaw-dropping to realize what you actually endured. you don't really feel it because you live it day to day.
Right.
But when we be a part of that number, when you look back at this lifetime and the shit we endured as a nation of people, it's gonna be shocking. Like, damn, we really, because we in it right now, so you don't really feel how detrimental and how terrible this condition is, because you living it day for day. When you zoom out and the Lord put us in our rightful inheritance, and we look back at this, it's gonna be traumatic. Is the best way to explain it.
Like, how did we survive eating after 5 breaths?
Man, that's gonna be heavy.
Man.
Like,
Heavy metals in your
we
system.
making it right. We're making it for heavy metals.
Mold?
It's gonna be man. But that's a song 124. Matter of fact, you get up. I'm not going to the Lord.
Yes.
The shit we enduring as a nation, or even 2/3, the shit that we enduring as a nation of people, man, this is a traumatic experience.
I was watching the podcast. They say he seen that nigga Andre 3000 in the airport wearing his shoulder strap.
Yeah, that nigga threw it.
Knee pads too.
That
He
guy
ain't been the
was-
same since he ain't been the same since he was swimming in Eric's body.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
she fucked his head up.
He was swimming in that pool.
Goddamn week.
He ain't been the same since.
That damn week. Dude, man. Yeah,
Psalms 124, a song of degrees of David.
and this one we know for a fact, man. Dealing with the so-called white man and watching how this nigga has destroyed the earth, we know this for a fact, you guys.
If it had not been the Lord who was on our side, now may Israel say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our sides, when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick, when their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us, the stream had gone over our soul.
The waters, I'm talking about Esau's blood with armies, man. Like they said the same thing in Isaiah 59. The enemies have come in like a flood. So the waters, Esau and his military, man. Go ahead.
Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord who have not given us as a prey to their teeth.
Right, see, it's the Lord that kept us back, man. That kept us from being destroyed. We was born. We had to live through this shit. But we still here fighting, man. And the Lord gave let us tap into his mind, man. You got it.
That's why the scripture said we were comforted. To comfort all that mourn. When you look at this situation that we in as a nation of people, without the Lord, there is no way out. There is no way out of this without Yahweh Shemel Shah.
Excuse me,
And not
gentlemen.
tonight. Not tonight. Bro.
No.
Not tonight.
I have one thing to say.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
No. Okay?
Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken, and we are escaped.
Right.
Our
See,
help,
that was trusting in the so-called white man, leaning on them fully. We don't need their validation.
Ain't a white man.
Go ahead.
our help is in the name of the Lord,
Right.
who made heaven and earth.
Right.
Right.
So since it said the waters, right?
Gentlemen, not,
Yeah.
not,
Yeah. So it said, it just mentions, if it had not been for the Lord, it would been destroyed, say, when the waters, right?
Really?
The Edomites is like waters, man. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 8:17, for behold, I will send serpents, cockatrices among you, which will not be charmed, and they shall bite you, saith the Lord.
and
When I will
Matthew's,
comfort myself against sorrow, my heart is faint in me.
But just that point. So,
excuse me, old man.
get it, it's another one, it's the truth. When it's in the truth here.
No.
Get maybe the NIV. This is Jeremiah 8:17. But behold, I will send serpents, cockatrices among you, which will not be charmed, and they shall bite you, saith the Lord. So listen to this, you guys.
Jeremiah 8:17 in the NLT, I will send these enemy troops among you,
No.
like poisonous
You know why?
snakes you
When it
cannot
comes to
charm.
the Bible,
They will bite you and you will die.
yeah.
I, the Lord, have spoken.
And
Lord
guess
will
what?
send enemy troops in.
Matthew's
But here it say,
23:3
he say,
and 23:7
verse 17 again,
states,
God will send
and the
serpents,
sergeant,
cockatrices among you, which should not be charmed. Because go back to that. Because when the Edomites come in, read that again. It said when they anger, right? In that Psalm 124.
Psalms 124, it says, in verse 4,
Yep.
then the waters had overwhelmed us,
Yep.
and the stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul.
Right.
Blessed be the Lord who
But
have...
when it said they anger was kindled or something, about the anger, which is verse 3.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, all of these policies the so-called white man that put in place, he wasn't faking it. He was really trying to kill us as a nation of people.
Right.
All right. Margaret Sanger dealing with Planned Parenthood. They wasn't playing. They wasn't. We just gonna get close and not complete the mission. They was really trying to eradicate us as a nation of people. And if the Lord didn't get in between it, them niggas would have been successful, man. They wasn't trying. They was trying to do it for real, man.
Verse 3. Then had they swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against
That's
us.
what I'm talking about. So when they wrath was kindled against us, man, if it had not been for the Lord, man, that's what the Lord says, speed the time up in Matthew 24 and 22. Because if he don't, it ain't gonna be none of us here to be saved, man. That's how quick these bastards is moving with their wickedness, man, and chemtrails and fucking spraying. This shit going in our body, man. Eat GMO food, bathing in contaminated fucking water, and then the neighborhood I stay in, every house got the little water, the little salt shit on their shit, man. Every house got that little water system on them. The water softener, man. Every house. Fucking water, man. Guess who's in the neighborhood? Edomites. You got Edomites from Jake, and Edomites, Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom, man. Everybody got the water softeners on their shit. For what?
Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous.
That's their whole goal, man. Hey, that's why the Lord told Peter in Luke 24:31, Satan had desired to sift you as wheat. And in NLT say, Satan has asked if he can sift us as wheat, man. If he can try us, man. The Lord set him up, hey, it's for the, what's the Galatians 4, we've been under tutors and governors. The Lord raising up kings, man. But the Lord is using this bastard, that judges too. They say he left us in the midst of these heathens that he may prove Israel, man. This is about the elect. The Lord made the super white man to be our enemy, man. The top enemy. So he's supposed to be doing what he's doing, man.
Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
And says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with you? Because Jacob realized this system is doing exactly what it was created to do. You can't switch out a piece of this system and make it something else. It's the throne of iniquity. And until the Lord completely destroys it, we're not going to have rest. There's no way if we get inside the system and vote, or we become a president or a mayor, we can know the beast system was made to do this. It's the throne of iniquity.
He said it was telling the truth. Not our strength, the law of justice.
That's it. You can't change that.
Which frameth mischief by law. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn innocent blood.
Brother, you are the host and name of the two thirds, man. He's at all of us, man. And see, that's what he's talking to himself. This is the third week, the nigga was drunk in hand trying to come talk to us. Nigga trying to forget the miseries of the week, man.
Right, and he's a veteran.
Right. You talking about that? Probably is. That nigga drunk too, man. Probably his dad going to the third. I mean, he's there about wake up in the morning with a cold milk and a morning now. This nigga run over to the car. This nigga drinking and cool around out here, man.
No bond.
Yeah, it's no fun. You gotta stretch it off.
One day.
I'm going to read up on 14. This is Psalms 94 and 14. For the Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance.
Contrary to what Christianity has taught the world. The Lord has never forsaken his people. Even though it looks like we're down and out and we're destroyed, it's going to give the Lord the greater glory to get us out of this jail. Get it when you're left.
But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow. Who will rise up against me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Right. Only the hopeful gonna do that, man. But the Lord got to give you that spirit, man. You can't just wake up and say, I found Yahweh and Yahweh shot, man.
I decided
That fighting spirit is a gift, man. You know, because the scriptures say that Judah is a crouch lion, not crouch lion.
Lion crouch.
Yeah, a lion crouch. Man, it's hard to rouse Judah up, man.
Yes,
A crouch lion? The water. It's hard to raise Judah up, man. So to have that a crouch lion, come. It's hard to raise Judah up. It's hard to rouse them up. So to have that fighting spirit is a gift from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
So that's great. But JK, yeah, you can't. You need something else to get JK ass out.
especially Judah. Judah want to play the video game. They want to hoop on Sundays. They want to holler at the hoes. Judah want to do everything except the right thing.
Yeah, man.
And that's why the rest of the tribes is following the same blueprint. But Jake don't realize the comfort you got now is going away. Even as we speak. You just, hey, I'm just going, the world is in chaos. I'm just going, yeah, that old play a PS5, give me 3.5 grams, and I'm just going to stick my head in the sand. The Lord said to the prophets and say, look, all that comfort you got right now is coming to an end. All you Eves that enjoyed the teats of Babylon the Great, that shit coming to an end. And bragging about how you doing better than the Israelite man, that shit coming to an end.
Hey, it's mainly these American Jakes, man. Because these Issacharites feeling the wrath of the Lord, man. Them Levites, barbecue over there tearing them Levites up, man. The Levites feeling the wrath of the Lord, man.
I was thinking about that too. It's crazy because like everything now around Jacob gotta have money in it. It gotta be something to access the money.
Yeah, they gotta get the bag somehow.
It gotta be by the other route nigga.
Yeah.
We gonna make that bag. Bro, so when I was introduced to this, that shit roused me. I was like, what? For real? What is that? And they take me 10, give me 2 more. Give me 2 more. Give me something now. It was one time I was roused up. Shit, for real? The Lord said that's in the Bible? Alright. Yeah.
Fuck you right, man.
Isaiah 32.
A nigga needs some money.
Yeah, hey,
I just need the words of the Lord. For real, the Lord said that? Alright.
hey, Jake,
Okay.
what about the homes though? You get women? That around the nigga.
Fuck the other
Yeah,
shit,
right.
man. The Lord said that? About them motherfuckers?
What about our wives? How many wives I'm gonna have?
I've been feeling this way. I'm from the silk. I've been feeling this way about them motherfuckers since I saw them.
Yeah.
And the Lord said, the way I feel about these bastards is right. The so-called white man, the way I feel is right. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Fuck the bag. I just need these words, man. You got it.
Isaiah 32:11. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine.
That applies to men too, man. Jake leaning on his government, this system, Jake trust with his dog, Jake trust, all that's from the field, man. You got it.
The Hebrew word is shad. It says breast, bosom, female breast.
I think the Lord said he's going to, Isaiah 28, and 9 says he's going to, he say, whom the Lord teach knowledge. Them said it weaned from the milk, drawn from the breast, man. And one that applies to American, this government system was a threat to our people, man. They've been sucking on this titty forever, man. Niggas don't want to let this shit go, man. Now you ain't even getting fed no real bread. That shit got metals in it. And Similac and Gerber shit, man. Yeah.
But they become dependent. The majority of Israelites have become dependent on Esau society.
They've been sucking it too long, man.
Yeah, they can't go without the foods that he provides, they can't go without the ideology that he provides, the religion. They completely dependent on Esau. Right. Got the shit dripping from their mouth. You know how the babies be, they call them babies be milk drunk? You see them?
Back to 1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth.
Right, and the other Apostle Lakar brought out, that's speaking about America too, first and foremost, you know, but also these women, man. You know, these women out here, they live very precious, they live very nicely. You know, Esau has afforded them, you know, certain luxuries that they have not afforded to so-called the Israelite men. And they took that and they've got proud with it. These bitches live in these high-rise apartments, paying $3,000 a month. They nurses, they doctors, they doing all this, they in school. Bitch got a master's and a PhD. Right, Mercedes-Benz and that's all you see in man. G-Wagons. They on social media running up the bag on OnlyFans on thirsty niggas. They getting validation on Instagram from niggas they would never have gotten validation from the social media worker. Yeah, 10 grand. They getting 10 grand. They getting money off of Snapchat. So all types of social media apps. They don't even have to lift a finger.
This is just calling them careless. And why they afforded the luxury of being careless? Because they have the government to fall back on. If all else fails, they can go get government assistance. That's why a lot of women are thirsty to have kids without being married, because they don't really need the marriage like you did in the ancient world. You needed that marriage to secure your livelihood. In Babylon the Great, Esau is basically giving them rewards for breaking up their family.
Hey, that's why it makes sense in Isaiah 4 when they gonna say, hey, let me be called by thy name and take away my reproach.
We got our own bread, we got our own provision.
So all that shit that they was talking will come back to mind. All of that bragging on podcasts about they not going 50-50 with a man. You know, you 2 kids deep with 2 different dudes, and now you telling the next dude you can't go 50-50 with him. Why do they have that ability? Because the government can support them. But when that little support is over, and that broken reed actually breaks, they're gonna be left out with no head. And the scriptures say they're gonna be tried as mice in the streets.
Right. This is Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest.
That wind and tempest, they control calamity. Amos 5 and 18.
As rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Now I like that line, rivers of water in a dry place. Do you know how precious that is? The water that come after a drought, that's life-saving.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's how a man's gonna be in a short time to come. For those of you that don't need a man. And we're not talking about any old man. We're talking about a righteous Israelite man.
That's what you've seen in Doom. You know, the precious, one of the most precious commodities in that movie was water. You know, they even savored sweat. You know, spit. The very every type of moisture that came out of you was precious, man. You know, and the words of the Lord are equally as precious. Because, like the brother read, you know, the words of the Lord are like a river in the time of a drought, man. Rivers of living water, you know, flowing body of water that not only contains nutrients, but
Isaiah 35:7, and the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. So this truth with would it have 14? Glory to God, the Lord shall cover the earth as water covers the sea. So the truth will cover the earth, man. It's water. Living waters everywhere, man. Again it say, and the parched ground shall become a pool, and that parched ground was the valley of dry bones.
yeah.
So it said that parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water. And the Lord said in Matthew 5 and 6, blessed be that thirst and hunger after righteousness. He said, if you thirsty, you going to fuel you.
And the beautiful thing about a spring is that you have to have abundance for it to keep flowing in.
Right.
You know, it has to be an abundance of water somewhere for the spring to keep constantly flowing in. And the Lord said He's going to fill us. And there's an abundance of nourishment here in this truth for us.
Man, knowledge. You made the knowledge that the apostles have, man. We talking about them four, the four apostles combined together, man. It's a spring. It's a spring of overflowing water, man.
Dry place.
I'm talking about then you got elder bishops, man. And when you just listen to Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gar, man, Apostle Ron Love, and Apostle Kai, it's just words, especially, man, Apostle Ron Love with the words, man, and then the experiences. Apostle Collins come with the experiences.
Yeah.
Hey, there is nothing else better than this on the planet, man.
Because you can't beat that. You can't beat.
You got it.
You can't beat fathers and teachers that have experience. Experience is what we're all trying to gain at the end of the day, because experience, that's a testament. I mean, that helps build your faith, man.
Everything that we need to know, they already know.
They already know.
And then you got the elder bishops, man. Ain't even no words to explain this shit.
Hey, the elder apostle Paul was bringing out earlier this week about how all he knows is the truth. Ever since he's been 17, he's been in the truth. He don't know how to live no other way.
No other way. Yeah.
That's experience,
Beautiful,
man. That's experience.
It's the only way to live.
Psalms 92 and 12. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree.
Yep, that's my birthday.
He shall grow up like the cedar of Lebanon.
Yep.
Those that be planted in the house of the Lord shall flourish in the courts of our God.
They're going to speak about the elders and the apostles, guys. The elder apostles, guys.
They shall still bring forth fruit in old age.
That's the apostles, man. That's our spiritual father and our spiritual uncles, man.
They shall be fat and flourish.
Deal right now, man. Hey, we here because the Lord showed us, man. You shall see your teachers, man. There is nobody, ain't no other scholars on the fucking planet Earth, man, that go into words like the apostles, man. They tell you to go and look up shit, man. I ain't never heard nothing, even though I ain't never watched none of these niggas. When I don't hear these other guys going into it, hey, look this up. Go look up, and they hit you with some,
some facts.
But it actually give you the understanding of it. They go into big words, but they go into the understanding and they tie it into prophecy, man.
Right.
You know, and they give you the proper understanding of these intricate things, man. I was watching that. I was like, man,
and they go off topic, right? And then apologize. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
but it all ties in.
All ties in every time.
It's beautiful to watch that.
Yeah.
I was watching a lecture by this dude named Tim Wise, and he was going into the knowledge that the Elder Malcolm had already kicked years ago, man.
Right.
About the social construct, that white social construct, man. The apostles and the elders brought that out years ago, man. And he was going into it, but he was bringing out a bunch of bones in that lecture, man. The elders give it to you plain, like similar, like baby food.
They chewed up the fish, took the bones out and gave you the meat.
Right, so you don't stumble over anything, man.
Right.
You watch a lot of these different guys, and they'll give you stumbling blocks, man. But the elders and apostles, man, the Lord has given them the spirit to make things clear, you know, so that the young who are coming into the faith are able to understand, man, and be weaned off of the milk of the scriptures properly, man.
1 Corinthians 4:15 reads, but though you have 10,000 instructors in Mashiach, yet have you not many fathers. But in Mashiach, Yahushua, I have to guide you through the gospel.
Right. Hey, we have the most sound counselors, teachers, fathers that there could be in the planet Earth today, man. You know, you may call that, you could call that man pleasing, you could call that whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's the truth. Because when it comes down to things being broken down properly, sound doctrine, sound counsel, wisdom, and how to maneuver in this truth through experience, it don't get no better, man. You know, and the Lord set that up. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua set that up, man. It's not of them, it's of the Lord. They tell us all the time. Because the Lord's Spirit was with them. And he continued, and he allowed them to toil in the truth for us coming in the latter days, man. So that we can see that example and fall after the Lord.
It's 2 Timothy 3:14. But continue down the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them.
Knowing of whom thou hast learned them, man. You gotta, that's why the scriptures say give double honors.
Right.
Because, respect is due to where respect is due. And the Lord has set up, there's a hierarchy in the Lord's system, man. Whether you like it, believe it or not. It's a hierarchy. And the Lord woke up certain men in earlier times for a reason. Because their spirit can handle that position that he wanted them in, man. To establish the foundation. That's the order. The Lord is setting up a government at the end of the day, man. Government has different positions. It's not just one position in the government, man. You have higher positions, you have lower positions. But each position is working toward the betterment of their society, man.
Lord, Yahweh Shemawashah set up elder officers and the apostle elders, with the apostles not to establish Yahweh's foundation on earth, man. Whether you can accept it or not. If you can't, we don't give a fuck, man. It's facts. Again, 2 Timothy 3:14. But continue down the things that thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them.
Right, we're going to see how that fly when Yahweh Shai returns.
Right.
You don't want to follow the order Yahweh Shai set up when he returned. We'll see how that turned out.
To show you how cold this is, in verse 15, and that from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith in Mashiach Yahushua. So it say, as from a child thou hast known this. Right, Apostle Paul going to the word education, which means when you look it up in etymological line, which means to grow out from within. So it's something that we already knew. But what it's saying is, the Lord had to wake up that sleeping giant. Because we are actually giants in these good ass bodies. Right. Our spirit is, man.
The angels that left their first place.
Right.
And that's why the elders and apostles constantly, tell us, man, preach to the wind. Because those who is for is going forward. The Lord going to draw them to the waters eventually, man.
This is Ecclesiastes 33:3. Ecclesiastes 33:3. A man of understanding trusted in the law, and the law is faithful unto him as an oracle. All right. Goes back to what our elder apostle said. This is all he has known since he was age 17. And it's been faithful unto him as that holy oracle that was given to us.
Hey, that's all we know in the ancient time, man. This is all it is. This is our custom. This is our lineage. This is our heritage. This is our legacy. This is our family heirloom. What the fuck else is to know? It wasn't enough to know. Because either you knew about us, Deuteronomy 4, the Lord say, this is your wisdom in the sight of the nations, man. It wasn't nothing else, man.
What Esther said, she said, from my youth up, I've heard in the top of my
Right.
feet. That's what we were taught. We were taught our customs and our heritage. This is all we should know.
Nobody's heritage wasn't important, man.
It's not now.
Motherfuckers knew about, them the Israelites, man. Yeah. That was everything. Like I said, Habakkuk 2 and 4, the glory of the knowledge of the Lord covered the earth like waters cover the sea. Everything was about Yahweh Shemawashah and the Israelites. Nobody mentioned, nobody want to hear about that shit. Who you talking about? My uncle, my father knew? No, y'all, who would y'all? I don't hear about that bullshit, man. It's about us. The Lord said made the world for Israel's sake, man. Nothing else fucking matters, man. Either you believe thus said the Lord, or you can kick rocks. We ain't here to prove shit to nobody, man. And we don't need nobody's validation. You got it.
We know what we believe in. We know who we worship. If you go try to prove something to somebody, that's because deep down in your mind, you don't believe what you believe.
Right, vocab, right.
You're trying to convince us so bad, do you believe what you believe? Because if you really truly understand what you worship, it don't matter what anybody else thinks.
Because our foundation has been established, man. Hey, and the Lord gave us our spiritual fathers, right at Jeremiah 3:15, to train us up, to root us, man. We have been rooted. And the only one can pull us up is Yahweh Shema Bashar, man. Because we believe it. We know it's facts. Everything lines up. And who gave it to us? The apostles of GMS, man. Our spiritual fathers and our spiritual uncles, man. We don't need to fuck a white man validation for nothing, man. Everything this nigga taught us was a lie, man. What was that? Job 13:4. They are forges of lies. They are physicians of no value, man. Oh, Psalms 119:69. It said the proud have forged a lie against us. These niggas good at forging weapons and lies. The nigga the mastermind forging lies and weapons. And we slandering this nigga with the truth. That's why Revelation 12:12 down to 17 when it said the dragon was wrought with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed. You got it up.
So Colossians 2:6. As ye have therefore received from Mashiach Yahushua the Lord, so walk ye in him.
And nigga might say, how can you slander so-called white man with the truth? That's exactly what we doing. We're slandering y'all bitch ass with the truth.
Right.
With the word say y'all about Shema Bashar. So like one more time.
As ye have therefore received from Mashiach Yahushua the Lord, so walk ye in him, rooted and built up in him, and established in the faith, as ye have been taught, abounding therein with thanksgiving.
Yep.
And they read that with the brother man, because these are the things that we've been taught. These are the things what we've been taught through the Spirit of God, Yahushua, has led to us being rooted and grounded, man. Now we like pillars through the Spirit, man.
And what the scriptures say? Becoming pillars, man.
Hey, we're becoming trees of righteousness.
Yep.
Oh, I got another one for you.
You got it.
Yeah,
This one, 2 Thessalonians 2. I want to get. Yep. This is real quick. 1 Thessalonians 3:12 it reads, and the Lord make you to increase and abound in love one toward another and toward all men, even as we do towards you, to the end he may establish your hearts unblameable in holiness before God, even our Father, at the coming of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach with all his saints. They say to the end he may establish your hearts unblameable in holiness, man.
The goal, like it says in Romans, is for every man to be persuaded in his own mind.
Right.
You know?
Right.
For every man's heart to be established, his mind to be established in the faith, man.
Oh, being fully persuaded. Oh, let me get that. This Romans 14:5. It reads, one man esteemeth one day above another, another man esteemeth every day alike, that every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
And that full persuasion comes from Yahweh. You know?
You said the charger was dead? So that means that bitch wasn't charging then.
The word's charging at the beginning.
Yeah, well, shit, it might be.
It say 4 bars. So I mean, it's 4. He was charging at the beginning. I seen the charge.
They turned the music down, so we should be.
So the phone says I'm on 20%? What?
You see how it's
It's charging now. It's charging now.
I want to read this to you. Colossians.
So one of the points brothers have brought out is that In the ancient world, this was our history. This was our education. We weren't taught about the legacy and culture of other nations. We were only taught about our culture and spirit. That was our education. And that's why you see certain things like all men, the world. That's Israelites talking to Israelites. We're a world in itself as a nation of people. Even now, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have a world of their own. The gang shit, all of that bullshit, even though it's all bullshit, it's Jake's own little world. The scriptures deal with the world of Israel. They don't care about the other nations in that regard concerning salvation. This is only about the Israelites, and we knew that in the ancient world. That's why, the apostles talk about this being the worst captivity, because we've been cut off from that. 2/3 of our people have been cut off from that understanding that we, as a nation of people, this is what we came from. So now our people just think that we just out there.
This is Deuteronomy 4:6. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
Yeah, we wasn't getting taught what the Moabites was doing in 78, 600 BC or some bullshit like that. We were learning about our culture, our history. What your family did in the wars against the Philistines and such. What the Lord did for us as a nation of people, pulling us out of Egypt. The scriptures say, teach this to your children. That was our education, and now we're being re-educated through the spirit of power.
Hey, that's what it says in 2 Maccabees, the 15th chapter. That's what Maccabees armed the men. It said, having put them in remembrance of the battles they have won afore. Because they educated, we were educated in our forefathers, man. Our history, what happened in our history, how the Lord was with our forefathers when they fought these different battles and when they went forth and did these different things, man.
And Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the only nation of people that look to their enemy to educate them. You don't see the so-called white man going over there to India and trying to reteach them what them millions of gods they believe in. Why would you depend on the so-called white man as a nation of people when they've shown you through their own actions in history that they'll never do anything for your benefit if it don't benefit them? It don't benefit them to tell you the actual truth of who you are and where you come from. That's why it's got to come from the Heavenly Father. And that's why the elect are no longer going to need the validation of any nation of people outside of Yahweh Shema. We don't care what these other nations do. Lord willing to be a part of that number. Because this is our heritage. This is our wisdom in the sight of the nation. Who gives a fuck if they care about it?
Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation. We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who have God so nigh unto them, as Jehovah our God is in all things that we call upon him for?
And only at the altar through the spirit of power, beginning with our elders, do you get the whole world. You can go to Scott Ritter to find out about the Russians and Ukrainians. You go to Alex Jones to find out about secret societies and what they may not be doing. This is the only place where you get the full picture. Through the spirit of power, beginning with our apostles. This is the only place where you get the whole thing. Not a piece of it, not a part of it. The whole skinny.
And what nation is there so great that have statutes and judgments so righteous as all this law which I set before you this day? Only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thy eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life, but teach them thy sons and thy sons' sons.
We know on this side only the elect will get it. Because 2/3 of our people are so concerned with being accepted by other nations of people that hate them that they can't even see what's for their benefit. Which is what the Lord is setting up now.
And to show you, we ain't know shit about them heathen nations' customs. Leviticus 18 and 24, defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you.
Right, the Lord basically said, all the other cultures out here is bullshit. Worry about yours. Worry about what's yours. Don't give what's yours to a strange nation.
That's what the Lord said in Sirach, that grieves the enemy, man. When you teach
the Son.
Right.
Got it right here.
This is 1 Corinthians 8 and 5. For though that be called, for though there are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, and there be gods many and lords many, but to us there is but one God, the Father Yahweh, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, by whom are all things, and we by him.
Yeah, the scriptures isn't a global book. The scriptures ain't talking about the whole world as a whole. When you really look at the scriptures in the context, the Lord is dealing with his people. And he's telling them, look, my people, this is what's going to happen to y'all in this time. Right. If you look for the prophecy, this is when I'm going to deliver you from your enemies. It's all about the Lord's people when you deal with the scriptures in its proper context. Yeah, you can grab a certain couple verses and apply it to anything, if you will. You know, they talk about as a man thinketh in his heart. Yeah, it applies to certain situations, but the scriptures as a whole is dealing with the Lord's people.
Right. Yeah, that's very plain. Right. Ecclesiastes 30 and 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
Yeah, this grieves the enemy. Because when you come back to this, you understand that you actually have it. 2/3 of our people are legitimately walking around believing that so-called racism don't exist.
Right, idiots, man.
2/3 of our people are legitimately walking around as if they don't have enemies as a nation of people. As a nation of people, the so-called white man has dealt with you as an adversary. Their history speaks to you, not their little soft-ass words when they're around you.
Right. Not just the so-called white man. Right. We have 17 nations that hate our fucking guts. We're talking about billions of people. Think about it. Billions of people that hate us.
And really, they supposed to. It's all fair in love and war. They supposed to. They supposed to catch us down bad and mock us. Because the way we're gonna do them in the kingdom, they better get it in now. They supposed to. This is how they supposed to rock. These nations are supposed to be for each other. They're not supposed to be for our turn. Because they understand when our turn comes, they all gotta bend the knee.
So that's something that we knew as a nation. That's why you constantly taught your son. You constantly taught him, because when you don't teach your son, that's when individuality begins to creep into your nation. That's when everybody starts to think that they're an individual, and that sense of nationhood is lost, man.
You're above the program.
Exactly.
You gonna be like a nigga like Kanye West.
My bad.
Nigga ego so big they think they're above the nation. Like no, you still a nigga to the whole world. You never rise above the reputation of your people. Never. They may look at you as a rich version of that, but you still looked at as a nigga.
You still one of them.
Ecclesiastes 17 and 17.
And when you come back to your heritage, you have a ruling class mentality. You expect racism. That's not an anomaly for us. We expect it. These Edomites, the so-called white man and the other nations, they semi-hide it well, but we expect racism from them. We understand that that's who they are. Every nation is fighting to be number one. Nobody's fighting to be equal. No nation on earth is fighting to be equal. They all fighting for the top spot. The so-called Chinese ain't fighting to be equal. They ain't like, look, I want to be equal with the Americans. No, they playing for the keys. Our people are the only ones who are not playing for keeps out there.
Because they believe that they're inferior. Moab don't believe he's inferior to the so-called white man. That's why he plans to be on the top, man. Jake the only one that fight for equality on some dumb shit because they think that they are lower than the so-called white man. Yep.
Ecclesiastes 17 and 17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion.
That's it. Israel belongs to the Lord. The Lord is, by definition, racist. He is for his people.
Is it not plain?
What the Lord did in Egypt was an act of racism. The Lord destroyed the firstborn of every Egyptian, not just the niggas who made the decision.
And it said in Deuteronomy 32 and 8. Same thing it just said. So the Lord said the rule of every people, but Israel is Lord's portion. In Deuteronomy 32 and 8, it said, when the Most High divided the sons of Adam, why would he divide them if everybody was supposed to be together? If he loved everybody, why would he separate them, man?
You know what I was just thinking about this earlier this week. You know, when you grow up and you watching a show like Dragon Ball Z, you were root for a guy named, you were root for Goku. You like, you know, Goku, he want everybody to be cool. Vegeta was on some, bro, this our shit. This our shit. Why we trying to negotiate with them? They beneath us. The Lord is restoring that ruling class mentality, man. Vegeta was out there playing for keeps. And then when you come back into the truth, you like, man, Vegeta was right.
And you know what?
I was behind Goku, like, man, Goku's the man. And really, Vegeta was the man. Because he was like, look, this our shit, man. What the fuck we doing?
You know what's spiritual too? Because the way why Vegeta was like that, because he knew he was a friend. Goku had lost his memory. But Vegeta knew, nah, nigga, this us. Goku had his mind was erased, man, and he got raised by them Earthlings, man. So he was like, oh shit, nah, I'm fighting for my world. Vegeta was like, nah, nigga, you come from here, man. That's us. To 2/3 of Jake. Jake think that this is their nativity, man. Trying to tell him, hey, nah, bro, listen, bro, the Lord, we are Yahshua, the princes of the power, man.
This is Leviticus 20 and 26. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I, Yahweh, am holy, and have severed you from other people, and you should be mine.
There's no other nation that we can be compared to because that she was Native American. The creme de la creme. And the Lord said he severed us, meaning he separated us. When you deal with the word holy, that means separate. Something that is holy is separate from the rest. And this is why we are by ourselves in the curse. Ain't nobody coming to help us. Japan ain't send no fucking boats. Them Hamites ain't send no boats like, look, y'all, hey, stop killing my people like that. Ain't nobody coming out of the fence. We are alone out here, man. The only thing we have is Yahweh Shalom Shah. We don't have no allies amongst these nations. That is the reality. Jake is avoiding the reality. But eventually the reality is going to knock on your door. And that's why the Lord sent the prophets to say, look, you may think it's afar off, but eventually it's going to knock on your door too.
And back there on Exodus 13 and 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, sanctify. What does holy mean? Sanctify to me all the firstborn, whatsoever openeth the womb among the children of Israel, the sons of Israel, both of man and of beast, it is mine.
Right. As a nation of people, we are the Lord's possession. That's why the Lord likens our relationship unto a marriage. Because with a marriage, the woman becomes the husband's possession. The Lord is considered our husband as a nation.
And if you didn't know, the Most High, the Heavenly Father, He's our Heavenly Father and our husband. So any agreement that you slow better niggas got, the government is going to disannul that shit, and you're going to agree with them.
And we're talking about this on Sunday class, that when you think about how you had your first love, whatever that woman was, that first love, that feeling you had, you would damn near accept anything. She could have did all kind of shit to you. You'd damn near accept it because you was fucked up by it. That's how the affection that Jake had with their first love. That's how the Lord has an affection for the nation as a whole. The Lord loves us as a nation of people, man.
And he made an example in Jeremiah 6. He said, man, y'all you adulterous women,
Right?
come home. And your ass gonna get put to death. The Lord said, come home, man.
This is Exodus 8:22. And I will sever in that day the land of Goshen in which my people dwell, that no swarm of flies shall be there, to the end of thou mayest know that I am the Lord in the midst of the earth.
Hey, flies still get caught.
Right.
It's when it's cold, so that makes it filthy. There ain't gonna be no filthy in the land of Israel, man. We how is that gonna take it back home, man?
And I will put a division between my people and thy people. Tomorrow shall this sign be.
And that division still exists. Right? The reason the gospel had to be preached to the four corners of the earth is because the Lord scattered us. That's why the Lord had to send the word out to the four corners of the earth. Because we've been scattered.
And
At least then you know,
So how many days in hand? What everything?
I got one real quick. This is Ezekiel chapter 39 and verse 25. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name. After that they have borne their shame and all their trespasses, whereby they have trespassed against me, when they dwelt safely in their land, and none made them afraid. When I have brought them again from the people, and gathered them out of their enemies' land, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. That is a clear separation. Good separation. The Lord says he's going to be sanctified in his people, in the sight of many nations. That's why in Psalms 126 it's going to be said, the Lord has done great things for them. Taking us from the corners of ghettos, in front of convenience stores, and restoring us back to being the sons of God. Right. That's going to, the world is going to witness that rags to riches.
I'm talking about overnight. I think this is Lord with it, man.
And it's not going to be because we talented. You know, because right now it's known, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are known for being talented, athletic. Now we're going to be known as the people of the Lord.
You on the court, man. Hey, y'all got the wisdom. Who got this? Who got it?
Yeah. And the nations are going to acknowledge that. They're going to look at us as the people of the Lord. That's number one. The world will look at Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and it's hard to fathom for the average person. But the world will look at us as the nation of people and be like, yeah, we're number one.
I like the style.
Yeah. Under Yahweh Shah, this is the nation that's running shit.
And everybody else, all you 17 nations, you finna be sick. Sports must be played back to 7.
See, we ain't going to divide it. We ain't going to divide it and be like, we Nazarites. Yeah. These is we from Goshen. Nah, they don't reckon because there's nothing to hide. Esau got to hide because of the shit that he did from an empire. We're not going to have to do that. And the world will recognize us as a nation of people for being the Lord's people. Not for being athletes or musicians, but for being the nation that the Lord blessed.
And again, get ready, all you 17 heathen nations to be called spit, scoops, sports monkey, wetbacks, and savages. Get back to work, wetback. Get ready for that shit. Because now it's our turn.
You got new Proverbs, y'all.
Right. You got to get close.
Revelation chapter 3, verse 10 says, because I have kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast as thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
So with that, I'm going to give all praise and honor and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Rahman.
Double honors and much respect to our apostles, bishops, and others of great millstone, and peace, blessings, and salutations. We do hope to elect more edifying to the next one.
Shalom. Wa above.
Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Shalom, Rayam, Wa, Nashim, Wa, Abadim, Wa, Harakim, Wa, Mashapadim, all, called, and the warrior, the warrior, Wa, Yam the Wa, Babu Shah, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, the water, Man.